इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है इस समय के सबसे बड़े 5 अपडेट मैं आपको बता रहा हूं। 5 अपडेट सुन लीजिए। लगभग 6:45 बजे धमाका होता है। जैसे ही धमाका हुआ तुरंत पुलिस की टीम को एक्टिव किया गया। खबर ये आती है धीरे धीरे कि धमाका अभी हो सकता है सीएनजी ब्लास्ट है, लेकिन जैसे जैसे जांच आगे बढ़ी ये बताया गया कि सीएनजी ब्लास्ट इतनी तीव्रता के साथ नहीं हो सकता है, तो तुरंत अपडेट लिया गया तो संख्या होती है 8 लोगों की मौत, लेकिन बढ़ते बढ़ते ये 10 तक पहुंच गई है और अभी लगभग 2 दर्जन से ज्यादा लोग घायल हैं। एक और अपडेट राम हमें बता रहे हैं, इसके बाद साहिल आपके पास आएंगे।
बिल्कुल, जानकारी इस वक्त ये मिल रही है एलएनजेपी हॉस्पिटल से कि
is going to be speaking about this incident. I don't know if my audio can be heard. Ladies and gentlemen, we are told we may be getting a statement from Home Minister Amit Shah, and that it's a possibility that Home Minister Amit Shah may be going to LNJP. Viewers, here's the soundbite.
करीब 7 बजे दिल्ली में लाल किले के पास सुभाष मार्ग ट्रैफिक सिग्नल पर I-20 हुंडई गाड़ी में एक ब्लास्ट हुआ है। ब्लास्ट के कारण आसपास की कुछ गाड़ियां और कुछ मार्ग पर जा रहे लोग भी इंजर्ड होने के समाचार हैं। प्राथमिक सूचना जो मिली है उसमें कुछ लोग हताहत भी हुए हैं। ब्लास्ट की सूचना आते ही 10 मिनट में दिल्ली क्राइम ब्रांच, दिल्ली स्पेशल ब्रांच की टीमें स्पॉट पर पहुंची है। एनएसजी और एनआईए की टीम एफएसएल के साथ अभी गहन जांच करने का शुरू किया है। आसपास के स्थान के सभी सीसीटीवी कैमरा और बाकी सब चीज़ों की जांच के आदेश दे दिए गए हैं। मेरी सीपी दिल्ली से भी बात हुई है, स्पेशल ब्रांच के इंचार्ज से भी बात हुई है। सीपी दिल्ली और स्पेशल ब्रांच के इंचार्ज स्पॉट पर मौजूद हैं। हम सभी संभावनाओं को तराश रहे हैं और सभी संभावनाओं को ध्यान में रखकर इसकी गहन जांच की जाएगी। सभी ऑप्शन की तुरंत जांच होकर नतीजा जो आएगा जांच हम जनता के सामने रखेंगे। मैं कुछ ही देर में स्पॉट पर भी जा रहा हूं और अस्पताल में भी मैं तुरंत जाऊंगा।
I-20 Hyundai car was involved in the blast. An I-20 Hyundai car, an I-20 Hyundai car, ladies and gentlemen, a Hyundai car, I-20 has been involved in the blast. Initial information has been that there have been casualties. The Home Minister said that in 10 minutes, the NSA, NI and FSL teams are on the spot. CCTV cameras are being checked. The special branch head, the CP Delhi, are on the spot. All possibilities are being looked at, and that he has said that he's going to share more information. Put me in a box. He's going to share more information as and when he comes to some sense of finality. I want to play the soundbite of Mr. Amit Shah once again with the visuals on the screen. Yes, please.
आज शाम करीब 7 बजे दिल्ली में लाल किले के पास सुभाष मार्ग ट्रैफिक सिग्नल पर I-20 हुंडई गाड़ी में एक ब्लास्ट हुआ है। ब्लास्ट के कारण आसपास की कुछ गाड़ियां और कुछ मार्ग पर जा रहे लोग भी इंजर्ड होने के समाचार हैं। प्राथमिक सूचना जो मिली है उसमें कुछ लोग हताहत भी हुए हैं। ब्लास्ट की सूचना आते ही 10 मिनट में दिल्ली क्राइम ब्रांच, दिल्ली स्पेशल ब्रांच की टीमें स्पॉट पर पहुंची है। एनएसजी और एनआईए की टीम एफएसएल के साथ अभी गहन जांच करने का शुरू किया है। आसपास के स्थान के सभी सीसीटीवी कैमरा और बाकी सब चीज़ों की जांच के आदेश दे दिए गए हैं। मेरी सीपी दिल्ली से भी बात हुई है, स्पेशल ब्रांच के इंचार्ज से भी बात हुई है। सीपी दिल्ली और स्पेशल ब्रांच के इंचार्ज स्पॉट पर मौजूद हैं। हम सभी संभावनाओं को तराश रहे हैं और सभी संभावनाओं को ध्यान में रखकर इसकी गहन जांच की जाएगी। सभी ऑप्शन की तुरंत जांच होकर नतीजा जो आएगा, जांच हम जनता के सामने रखेंगे। मैं कुछ ही देर में स्पॉट पर भी जा रहा हूं और अस्पताल में भी मैं तुरंत।
Home Minister Amit Shah has said that he is reaching the spot, and from the spot we have our reporters Harsha, Sambhavi and Chandrakala all there with us to give us a complete live report. We have multiple crews on the ground. Over to you, please. Tell us what you have right now in terms of all the collected information. What the Home Minister shared.
Right now, we are exactly at the place, the gate number 1.
Yeah.
Exactly at gate number 1, where this entire incident took place, and along with me, Shambhavi and Chandra, all three of us have gone to different vantage point, one near Gauri Shankar Mandir, one at gate number 1, one at gate number 4. But I'll ask my camera person Udeshwar to show you the exact situation right now. What is the exact situation? Because this entire area has been cordoned off. Almost 15 NIA officials are at a spot. They are continuously recording each and everything from each and every vantage point. Chandra, you were at gate number 1. What exactly happened there?
So what we're learning is that, the blast happened at gate number 1, and of course, the shops are completely closed right at this moment. Of course, there were glasses scattered. It was a massive explosion indeed. It was indeed a massive explosion which led to, 9 people have lost their lives, and of course, critically, a lot of, and many of them are critically injured, who are being admitted to LNJP hospital. The point is that this is a massive explosion taking place in the heart of the national capital, which also comes at a time when, a big terror module has been busted by the JNK police. You never know, this could be, a big plot behind this, a big agenda behind this. So yes, this complete area has been cordoned off. This area has been completely cordoned off. What we are learning is that the NIA team, the Delhi police team, the FSL team, all have somehow gathered here. And we are also joined in by Shambhavi, who would also give us latest detail as to what.
Well, we have been telling you about what is happening in the investigation, which is happening around 150, 200 meters away from here, and how the teams, several teams of Delhi Police Special Cell, Forensics and Technical are here and have been continuing with the investigation. But I'll also show you the impact that has happened. Now, this is somewhat around 200 meters away from the spot, but from here itself, you'll start, you'll be able to see shards of glasses, that is of the cars, nearby shops, and also of the metro station. So you can understand the impact of the explosion, how big that explosion was. And also just a few meters away from there, you could also see several sloshes of blood on.
Carry on.
And on different spots, you can see that there are different sloshes of blood, along with, I even saw several pairs of children's footwear. So we don't know what actually happened to those children. Were they saved? Were they taken to the LNJP hospital? Are they one of those 10 which have been declared by the hospital sources as dead? So this has been the impact, and I'm talking about where the spot, the blast actually happened in a slightly moving car. This is around 300 meters away from there. So the impact was massive.
This input is very critical, Sambhavi. What you're saying is that the blast impact was 200 meters away from the point of the blast, which tells you the extent and the severity of the explosion.
Exactly, Arnab, and that is what the eyewitnesses have also stated to all three of us. And eyewitnesses have clearly stated that the gravity, the intensity of the blast was too high. It was too high that there were shopkeepers, there were the pickup vans, there were the e-rickshaws, there were the three-wheelers, the four-wheelers, the two-wheelers, all came in contact of that blast. And exactly what happened was, after 10 minutes, there was a rush, there was a chaos, there was a complete confusion. Everyone was running here and there, and that is the reason why the number of the death and the injured are continuously rising. rising in the LNJP hospital as well. And as the latest information we have been told, as I told last time as well, the 11 has been declared dead, and there were 3 which were brought dead that time. They died during CPR only, and the number of injured is continuously increasing. And as Shambhavi and Chandrakala were both, we all 3 are here at the spot, and right now NIA, NSG, all the officials are at the spot right now. Not only this, we have been told that more than 10 to 12 kilometers of area, it has been put and completely barricaded by the Delhi police official and also special team which came exactly after half an hour. They're still there, and Orna will like to show the
That
visuals.
you're seeing there is of the volume down, please. Thank you. The shot you're seeing there is of the Delhi police personnel. They are surrounding one of the vehicles, which is I don't know if this is the I-20 Hyundai vehicle which was in the blast, or one of those which is at some distance away. But the point is that the blast was so severe in its intensity in Chandni Chowk that the impact of the blast was felt on shattered traffic lights, which is 150 to 250 meters away from where the blast happened. So this extremely intense blast, ladies and gentlemen, what exactly was used here is not clear, but everyone would be aware that this is happening in the aftermath of a massive cache of ammunitions which has been recovered from Faridabad. Viewers, earlier today, the police has seized an AK-47, 2 Russian-made assault rifles, a pistol, and 85 live rounds from a rented room occupied just 3 months ago, and that was in Faridabad. And we can also share with us tonight that there has been a 15-day multi-state. I think the Home Minister is just about to reach. The Home Minister is just about to reach LNJP Hospital. I think his vehicle is reaching. Amit Shah, we stay with the visuals out there. Over to you, Soumya, if you can hear. Soumya at the LNJP Hospital, where the Home Minister is reaching.
Yes,
Yes, Soumya.
Home Minister Amit Shah has just reached here at the location. As you can see the visuals here, Home Minister Amit Shah has just reached this particular location, wherein from multiple hours we have seen ambulances after ambulances reaching here. You can see that this particular car, Amit Shah is here, he's reached here. And just before 5 to 10 minutes back, we had Delhi Police Commissioner also. He's here, Delhi Police Commissioner is also present here. He's inside the gate. He will receive Home Minister Amit Shah. As we heard the message by the Home Minister just few minutes back, wherein he did mention that he will be visiting the LNJP hospital as well as the spot where the incident happened. He has come here first. With that, we have Delhi Police Commissioner also waiting inside to receive Amit Shah. Several senior officials from the Delhi Police Department are here taking the stock of the situation and the victims. As of now, the current number of deaths stands at 11. The sources within the hospital have confirmed more than 20 are severely injured. We have Home Minister Amit Shah's convoy entering there and senior officials waiting to receive him. He will be speaking to the victims, the families if they are inside, and those who are severely injured. Home Minister will be speaking to the families as well and will be taking a stock of the situation. Will be speaking to the authorities, what kind of arrangements have been done, what kind of care is being provided to those who are severely burned. You can see there's constant movement here. Proper barricading has been put in place. Several police officials have been deployed. The whole area has been cordoned off. The traffic movement is also being managed as we speak. In last several minutes, we had around 10 ambulances entering from this particular gate of LNJP Hospital, gate number 4, from where the convoy, as we speak, you can see another ambulance also entering. And in last few minutes, we had almost 10 ambulances entering from this particular gate number 4 of LNJP Hospital, from where the convoy of Home Minister Amit Shah has just entered. And with him, he has inside several senior officials from the Delhi Police Department, including the Commissioner of Police. We are receiving him, wherein they will be taking stock of the situation, will be speaking to the victims, the families, and will be speaking to the authorities and the doctors. Back to you.
Visuals, ladies and gentlemen. Amit Shah at the LNJP hospital. He's come to find out about the condition of the people who are injured and speak to the hospital authorities because all the injured are currently at the LNJP hospital. Most unfortunately, 8 people passed away before they could reach the hospital, and the blast victims are at the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, Abhishek is live from the newsroom with us. Abhishek, without doubt, this is now a major terrorist incident.
Well, Arnab, these are the details that we have as of now.
Shawan,
The first call came around 6:55. That was the first call of explosion. Thereafter, immediately by 7:10 is when the report came in of about 3 vehicles where the explosion actually took place. First car that caught fire. As of now, what we can confirm, the LNJP head with whom we spoke a short while back did confirm that 10 people have lost their lives. Over 24 people are injured. With regards to the investigation, the NIA chief has just spoken to the Home Minister a short while back. In the preliminary report, they basically indicated the possibility of usage of IED as well as sticky bombs is what they are looking at. And also the usage of a CNG to basically intensify the blast. The severity of this blast can only be understood by the fact that the Hyundai i20's car door swung to about 200 meters from the very point of a blast. That gives you a clear understanding of the intensity of the blast. Jammu and Kashmir police is also at the spot because we are told that one suspect who was taken into custody immediately after the blast was spotted at the CCTV footage of the Red Fort signal, a slow-moving car towards the Red Fort signal when they basically identified a suspect. They've taken them into custody. I'll bring in Abhishek also. Abhishek, what more details do you have?
Well, you know, the first confirmation, Shawan, that this is actually not anything else but an IED-driven blast came from LG's office. I can tell you, Delhi LG's office. They're saying that the police has briefed them that this is about something suspect. It's a suspect terror case. And then, of course, then we got going, and multiple agencies confirmed, including the Central IB and then the Gujarat police, that this is clearly a case of terror, and that our probe is now moving in that direction. This was even before the suspect was caught. So I think it's very clear now, Shawan, that this is a terror, an act of terror. This is something which has really got the national security apparatus work together. The fact that Jammu and Kashmir police is involved, they are here. The fact that Gujarat police has connected with the Delhi police. The fact that NIA, the special cell of the Delhi police, the NSG, everyone has come together, even the CRPF there. Everyone pooling together their resources and their experience to look at this terror act that has happened in the national capital at around 7 p.m. And I can tell you that there are already some leads with all these agencies working together. But of course, we cannot share those leads as of now because then you do not want those leads to go cold. But this is clearly now 100%, 200% an act of terror, and the agencies have some leads also.
Abhishek, the Prime Minister has made it clear that any act of terrorism by Pakistan will be an act of war. And that was what was said, quite unambiguously, by the Prime Minister, no less, that any act of terrorism will be seen to be an act of war. By that logic, there must be no ceasefire. By that logic, the ceasefire should be called off. I'm just using commonplace logic out here. If this is a terror incident which has happened right after and in the heart of the national capital, then I think we'll have to take a very considered strategic view now. I think Abhishek heard that. Shawan, you heard that. So, you know, denying that this was an act of terrorism, an organized act of terrorism, and that it has happened at a time when there has been a cat and mouse game between several sleeper cells and Islamist groups. And all 3 of the people who were caught in Lucknow in connection with the terror modules busted in Jammu and Kashmir, including a female doctor from Lucknow, Dr. Shaheen. Then Dr. Muzammil Ganai in Hyderabad and Dr. Adil Rathar in Saharanpur. All 3 were embedded in a Jaish-e-Mohammed and Ansar Ghazwat-ul-Hind module, showing how terrorist outfits were planting educated professionals to run and mask their operations. Jaish-e-Mohammed is from Pakistan. And therefore, if this act of terrorism is being moved from Pakistan or remote control from Pakistan, then this is an act of war, Abhishek and Chavan.
Well, before I take that to also Abhishek, just let me share this information that we had through the day. One, with regards to the reactiveness of the sleeper cells. In fact, from last week of October till about first week of November, there were multiple attempts of carrying out attacks in Srinagar itself. That is the reason why when the first arrest was made exactly 12 days ago, they clearly found a link of the Al-Qaeda affiliate operating there. Secondly, there were clear instructions from the S unit of Pakistan Army with regards to white-collar professionals being targeted. For the first time, you're looking at 3 doctors with an absolute clean record. The CID had given a clean record. That is why they were employed at the GMC Anantnag. They were basically being utilized. In fact, in Faridabad, where warlike ammunition was basically found, they essentially found out that they were this time targeting only cities, and they wanted this to move beyond Jammu and Kashmir, something that our security apparatus was very well aware. Over the last 1 month, at least 3 such incidents have basically been foiled by our security agencies itself. So clearly, this is a heightened situation right now. As far as an act of terror is concerned, it is very clear that Pakistan has been working hard right now to basically foment trouble in multiple states, and there is enough evidence of that.
Ultimately, all roads lead to Rome, as they say, Shawan. And in the case of terror, everything has to go to Pakistan. Even Afghanistan says that now. But the fact of the matter is that the early leads, insofar as the 7 p.m. Delhi blast is concerned, they clearly indicate towards a connection between what has happened today in Delhi with the major terror swoop down that the agencies carried out over the last 24 hours, which means...
That's a big thing you are saying. You are saying there's a possibility of a direct link between Faridabad and what's happening at Red Fort?
There is a 100% link between what has happened in the last 24 hours and this one coming out, which means, I think...
There can be no doubt. There can be no doubt. And Abhishek, let's stay with less analysis and more information right now, because I think it is obvious that there would be a link. These are all sleeper cells. This is all happening in and around Delhi. And, even a Kashmiri doctor, Muzammil Shakil, was arrested by the joint Jammu and Kashmir Haryana police team in one of the biggest breakthroughs of the investigation. From his Faridabad house, the authorities recovered 360 kilograms of suspected ammonium nitrate packed into 12 suitcases. This is classical IED grade stockpiling. So, there are groups which are operating, and all the explosives have been found in and around Delhi. And as the information was found, it is entirely possible, therefore, that these sleeper cells, these radicalized groups, decided to go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, a doctor from Saharanpur was also arrested. Right now, I can share the car number has been identified. The owner of the car has been identified. I'm not sharing the name, but the car number has been identified. The owner of the car has been identified as well. The Prime Minister has said that he has reviewed the situation with Home Minister Amit Shah and other officials. And he says those affected are being assisted by the authorities. But obviously, the government at the highest level is extremely concerned. Multiple terrorist plots have been unfolded in recent times. And there has been a view in this country that Pakistan, seeing the level of Indian military build-up, it's been openly speculated that Pakistan would carry out a terrorist attack in an attempt at escalating the matter further, because India's stated position is that an act of terrorism will be seen to be an act of war. What remains now is how the government responds to the ongoing situation. For there can be no doubt that this is an act of terrorism. Colonel Shailendra Singh with us this evening. Colonel Shailendra Singh, your thoughts briefly.
Jai Hind, Namaskar, Arnab. I can only tell you one thing. Whatever is going on will go on. There will be, humane touch given to the families and all that. But I am more worried about what is going behind the curtain. Unless we are very, very vigilant, we are aggressively running for stopping another attack. Take my word. When you have such kind of, a total going up to nearly 6,000 kgs of the explosive
No, keep
being
it on Hindi.
found, timers are found, detonators are found. What for? It cannot be one strike. Take my word on it. I did a program in the evening where I said exactly same. I said we should run around. The agencies must be absolutely on their toes. Don't let another one happen. We will sort out everything. We will sort out the act of terrorism. We will sort out the act of war. But right now, my personal priority will be let them not succeed in another one, whether at UP or Gujarat or any damn place. Let the public also be participant to be alert that if they find
That of course
anything
goes
unusual,
without saying. That
very,
of
very
course goes
quickly.
without saying, Colonel Shailendra Singh. But there are two questions which emerge. How soon will we be able to come to a quick conclusion on initial leads? A. B. General Bakshi, how major will the counter-terrorism drive now be? Or will the usual Lutyens, quote-unquote, woke lobbies start complaining if there is a major anti-terror drive against those who are working with those from across the border and the sleeper cells? I think what we need is a nationwide anti-terrorism drive of a scale not seen before. General Bakshi.
No, absolutely. That goes without saying, Arnab, but then that is a defensive, reactive measure.
Please.
Our enunciated doctrine, our enunciated policy by no less than the Prime Minister himself is any act of terror will be deemed an act of war. And it would be deemed an act of war, Arnab. So we have to now respond. We have to live up to our words. Otherwise, our credibility cannot be allowed to suffer. And I'm sure we are well poised. We are well poised. Let's stop all this crap about this being a LNG explosion. This is a blast of a very powerful magnitude. A very powerful magnitude. It can hurl a car door 200 meters. That is the intensity of the blast. Maybe they, because of the fire, shows that there definitely was ammonium nitrate involved. But the intensity seems to suggest RDX. We'll have to await what is the forensic report. But the fact is, Delhi, your national capital, has been hit by an act of terror after Pakistan was put on due notice. Any act of terror will be an act of war. Right? They can keep doing their courts of inquiry, they can keep doing their follow-up drills, prophylactic measures, etc. We have to now stay true to our words and punish Pakistan for this. Pakistan has just signed its own death warrant. They knew what would happen if they made that attempt again.
Angle in this.
That they have
what would be the Pakistani angle in this is my question.
Clear warnings. Arnab, there is no question of not being a Pakistani angle. The Jaish-e-Mohammed is involved. The Anwarul, Ghazwa-e Anwarul, etc. The other new outfit is involved, which is a Al-Qaeda spin-off. Al-Qaeda is being hosted by Pakistan. IS is being hosted by Pakistan. There is this amount of RDX recovered. The initial reports that we got, we'll have to cross-check them. 350 kg of RDX and 12 suitcases of ammonium nitrate. And then you have detonators. Detonators are normally, yes, you can get them from the mines. But most of these detonators can also be military-grade detonators. We'll have to check that out. But the simple fact is, it has Pakistan's imprint all over. It has Pakistan's imprint all over. We will still wait for very good details to come out, because this is something our intelligence agencies have been on to for some time. You know, it doesn't happen accidentally by examining some footage of the video in Srinagar.
See my mess.
This is a big thing. I am sure I give our intelligence agencies that competence. We were today evening heaving a sigh of relief that we were able to head it off. Well, we've not. Now it's out in the open. And like I said, Pakistan is then asking for it. Pakistan is then asked.
Absolutely. No, I mean, those are the pictures from LNJP hospital. We can also...
Fund them adequately.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, viewers, if you see where the blast took place and the extent of the blast, you know, the police, the FSL will probably bring us their first reports by tomorrow morning. But following this blast at the Red Fort metro station, the Central Industrial Security Force, CISF, has put a high alert across the country, including airports, the Delhi Metro, heritage sites, government buildings, the Ram Mandir, key installations under the security cover. The Delhi Police Special Cell is conducting raids in Delhi. The other bit of breaking news I can share with you is that there are suspects who have been caught and they are being interrogated. Bihar is on high alert. Tomorrow is voting in Bihar. So Bihar is going to be on very high alert on the day of voting. Even in Kerala, the police chief has asked the police to strengthen security. Chandigarh, security is very tight. And Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has given instructions to keep the entire police force in Uttar Pradesh on very, very, very high alert. Ladies and gentlemen, no heavy vehicles will be allowed to enter central Delhi. And we have ongoing the post-blast investigation unit of the NSG, which is on its way to the blast site near the Red Fort metro station to collect the traces. I don't need 4 reporters live. To collect the traces of materials that led to the explosion. Can I request my desk to free my reporters so they can give spot reports from different locations? I've had the 3 reporters together. We can free them up. If they are listening to me, you can go to the locations. My news desk can instruct the reporters. Yeah, but I do not need them to be at one location, Alisha. I need them to be at various spots. It's not possible for me, Alisha, to be giving you information updates and instructions while I'm also anchoring live. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an investigation which is going on the spot. We had a statement from Union Minister Amit Shah, who said that around 7 o'clock the blast occurred in a Hyundai i20, a Hyundai car. Amit Shah coming out said a Hyundai i20 car. This happened at the Subhash Marg traffic signal near the Red Fort. The blast injured some pedestrians, damaged some vehicles. We have the number of the car, the person in whose name the car has been registered. I'm not giving the name out right now, but it is a Haryana resident. It is a Faridabad resident whose car was used for carrying out this blast. That is the connection of Faridabad. So the car goes from Faridabad where the explosives were found. Some explosives, this is the direct connection between that blast, ladies and gentlemen, the Faridabad blast. And Amit Shah is speaking to several people who have been injured in the blast, and he is speaking to them. And there is no audio out there, but he's meeting the people who have been injured in the blast to find out about how they are doing and what's happening on the spot out there at the LNJP hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, the police, the doctors are giving Amit Shah an update. We have live alerts now on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. We have 11 people who have been killed. 11 people have been killed, 24 people have been injured, 6 people are seriously injured. This is a major terrorist attack, and this blast which has happened in Delhi's Red Fort. There are obvious connections between this blast and the huge cache of explosives which was found in and around Faridabad. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a 15-day multi-state operation, and while there have been some successes, including catching of a huge cache of explosives in Faridabad, this could not avert this particular attack. Ladies and gentlemen, a white-collar terror wing was busted in Jammu and Kashmir, exposing how the Pakistan-backed groups were planting operatives inside India. This is linked to the Jaish-e-Mohammed and the Ansar Ghazwat-ul-Hind. The module had stockpiled 2,900 kilograms of bomb material, including 350 kilograms of ammonium nitrate, rifles and handguns. The key operatives included 3 doctors, a radical Maulvi running a madrasa in Shopian, and 4 OGWs, overground workers, terrorists who provided logistics and safe houses. So this was a big operation originating from Jammu and Kashmir, but the target was the national capital. Home Minister Amit Shah is now speaking to the people at the LNJP hospital who were injured in the blast. There was also a Kashmiri doctor called Dr. Muzammil Shakil, who's a faculty member of the Al Falah University, was arrested by the joint J&K Haryana police team in one of the biggest breakthroughs of the probe. From his Faridabad premises, 360 kilogram of suspected ammonium nitrate was packed into 12 suitcases. So possibly Samar, when we thought, Samar Paltur with us, when we thought that all the explosives were caught in the nick of time, obviously all the explosives were not caught. And some explosives made their way out, and they were driven out to the heart of Delhi where they were detonated. So there's a clear link between what happened in Faridabad and this blast today. There's a clear link now being established, ladies and gentlemen, between the explosives found in Faridabad and the blast today, which means the people connected to the Faridabad catch are also the same masterminds behind the Red Fort blast. Samar.
Arnab, the reason why this blast has taken place is 101% that if the main module gets busted, that is the green signal that whichever cells are there who have the materials with them should go ahead with whatever they have planned. Now, looking at these visuals, I do not see any pellets. I do not see any nails. I just see a proper blast effect which is actually taken out everything, because there is no creator created. So basically, I am not sure whether whoever this cell that carried out this blast was the actual one. And it doesn't make sense, because I'm looking at the visuals. We do see the mangled wreckage of the vehicles. No doubts, to my estimation and my experience in handling explosives from the military point of view, it is definitely explosive between 30 to 50 kgs, which has been used here, because it has got a radius impact of easily 50 meters, which is actually where the people have lost their lives. So it is definitely going to be anywhere between 30 to 50 kgs of explosive which have been used. And I am telling you, as Colonel Shailendra said, danger is not over yet. It is still prevalent.
How much more explosives were smuggled out from Faridabad elsewhere? That's the danger, isn't it? General Bakshi, how much of these explosives were smuggled out? If it was 350 kilograms of ammonium nitrate, which was found, this could have been done with 30 kilograms of explosives. There could be a possibility that more explosives are smuggled out. So we have to be extremely vigilant now.
Absolutely. Arnab, if you recall, when we spoke in the evening, I had said this scale of explosive recovery is itself tantamount to an act of war. And when, the initial reports indicated, I would like them to be confirmed, 350 kgs of RDX and about almost 2,000 kgs of this, over 2,000 kgs plus of ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate burns a lot. It burns a lot, but if you use it, the Maoists used to use it in 100 kg barrels, right? And they have been known to throw off a Casper mine-protected vehicle, 100 feet, lift him up and throw it off, providing that blast was just beneath that vehicle. So even that, if you use even ammonium nitrate in the mass, it can produce that effect. I see a lot of fire around. The fire could be attributable to two reasons. One is the ammonium nitrate. The second is the fuel in the car. And then the secondary explosions in the neighboring cars that were parked around, and that were also possibly on the move on the road. And like I said, one clear indication of car door, which is a heavy piece of metal, goes flying 200 meters, lands from the spot of the blast. That itself shows you the intensity of the blast. So either it is some RDX or it is a very high charge of ammonium nitrate, almost on par with what the Maoists have been using in Chhattisgarh and elsewhere. So the chances are This scale of ammunition movement itself is tantamount to an act of war, man. Fortunately, we have a number of these live witnesses in our grip, in our custody, and they will sing like canaries. So I just think we need to wait for a day or two. We will have a cast iron case. We will have a cast iron case, and then we should do what we have to do, what we promised to do. Enough is bloody enough. You hit our capital. If you think that's a joke, the joke is on you. If you think that's a bloody joke, the joke is on Asim Munir and his butler. I think it is
toll
time
has
to
gone
go
up.
for
There are 13 people. This is becoming one of the worst cases, one of the worst terrorist incidents in recent times. It's Delhi's 10/11 in a way. 13 people have been killed. General Bakshi, I can confirm today, 13 people have been killed. And more than 30 people are injured. And there's a clear act of terrorism. Major terror attack in Delhi. Terrorist attack in Delhi, 13 people killed. We can't just keep calling it a blast. It's obviously a case of terrorism. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a serious matter indeed. All angles are being looked at, of course. But since there is a clear link, there is a clear and unequivocal link to Faridabad, let there be no doubt that this is an act of terrorism. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Rajiv Bagga is also with us. Colonel Rajiv Bagga, the known position and your reactions. You know how these players play things out. There's a clear intention, if you see here, between the groups caught from Shopian, their activities in Faridabad, near Delhi, the obvious transport of huge amounts of explosives, the fact that Russian-made assault rifles, pistols, 84 rounds of live ammunition and an AK-47 were also recovered, besides 2,700 kilograms of explosives.
Yes or no? In fact, if I say that I have spent 20 years in combating terrorism, whether I was in Rashtra Rifle or in energy, my only analysis about this, it is not a one-day strategy which has been planned. The masters are sitting in Pakistan again. Sayyid Salaluddin is there. His family is having a great time in Kashmir Valley. I don't know what our government is doing to them, why they have not been kept under surveillance. They are the people, through them only the funds are getting released for these OGWs. Now the doctors, I talk about these doctors, who has come from Kashmir, and now they have started dumping the entire, whatever the things have been captured at Faridabad. Imagine yourself what type of a place they have selected. Part 2, which I like to highlight, what General G.D. Bakshi sir has said, it is totally act of war now. But most important thing which I like to tell you, when I was in Rashtra Rifle or in energy, I assure you that deterrence is not done by sitting on the road or by deploying number of troops. We need to become a nightmare for these jokers, I am telling you very seriously. Why we say that deploy so many people on the ground? Why we are not dominating the bylines of each such pocket which are vulnerable? We need to educate our common people about this. And the state police, wherever, all over India, they need to spread their, they need to really act like a boxer keeping the enemy away. They should think that they can come anytime. Second point is, I can see from the visuals that there's so many gathering is there. It is the most dangerous time. Even I can see the vehicles are parked so close to each other. Do you know what is the killing area of one small grenade which just carry 10 grams of TNT? That is 8 meters. And imagine that stuff which we have captured, 350 RDX and some amount of ammonium nitrate. We need to spread out. We only require the agencies which are required, a few media personnel who are really doing a great job on ground telling the real stories. But the time has come that Pakistan is required to be sorted out. The people like Sayyid Salaluddin family, who is their son, his sons have been given a government job in J&K. Why? And why we are promoting such type of things? And when the people come from that thing, other side, we give them a clean sheet to join the job. There needs to be a thorough scrutiny when we carry out the investigation. The basic infantry tactics, I'm telling you, one step on the ground and one punch on the face. This is what exactly I want to tell you. My humble submission to
right
my
now, Colonel Rajiv Bagga, what the response of the government is, and I'd like to go across to our reporters live if we can. If I can be please updated about who the reporters are from different locations. And in the meantime, I will go across live to our Republic Bharat feed while our English channel reporters are lined up out there. Sambhavi and Chandrakala have changed location. Can you move around and tell us, can you move around, keep the camera moving, keep the camera on you and keep the camera moving, but move around and tell us what you're seeing at the location of the blast. Thank you so much.
Definitely. We are just a few meters away from where the blast has actually happened. Let me also show you the location. So this right now we are in the Chandni Chowk market. Now this has been all closed off, and just on the right side there is Gauri Shankar Mandir. And this is where we will show you the impact, as we were talking about the impact earlier, that how huge the explosion was. We'll show you the shattered glasses of the metro station, which was right here around 300 meters away. And we'll also show you along the side the remains of the charred human bodies, and also we'll show you this area. This is very active at night actually, and mostly after 5. This is the market in the Chandni Chowk. As you can see, this was all being prepared for them to actually sell. But then this blast happened, and we'll show you the location. So this, just apart from these barricades, this entire area has been barricaded, has been closed off, or the Chandni Chowk market. And since years, anybody who has to come to the Chandni market, who has to come to Chandni Chowk market, they have to enter from that point here. My VJ will show you the location right here. That is the entry point from the metro station. And let me also show you the remains. There were remains, there were blood spots, and there were also pieces, shards of glasses. This is, as you can see, this is completely cordoned off right from the start of the Gauri Shankar market. And most of the things have been cleared from here, so we can't really see a lot of remains. But I'll try and show you the carcass of. There were a lot of pieces of. Car bumper and the metal of the car, the charred body of the car. And let me now take you to the metro station. Chandrakala is going to take you to the metro station and show you the impact.
How massive it was, we'll just show you around. There are shoes of kids, basically. We are just here at the spot where the massive explosion took place. We also have an eyewitness right at this moment. We would like to...
Just reaching the spot, I want to go across to that. I want to cut away from Chandrakala's feedy for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Amit Shah, who is coming out of the LNJP hospital after doing a full review there. He had said that he will be going from the LNJP hospital also to the location of the blast. I'm not sure if that's happening as per the plan right now, given the security drills and what we are seeing at the situation. But if you're watching this tonight, it's a night when we are all very concerned. All of India is very, very concerned, and we're all watching the latest visuals with a sense of horror. That how is it possible that just when the massive arms haul was recovered from Faridabad, which was the biggest in recent times, with automatic vehicles, assault rifles, pistols, live rounds of ammunition, 2,700 kilograms of explosives when they were found, along with another location with 350 kilograms of ammonium nitrate, timers, rifles and handguns, it was then clear that there was an attempt at carrying out a major terrorist attack. Now, it was without doubt clear that there was an attempt at carrying out a major terrorist attack. Just in the nick of time, it was also found that there was a female doctor, Dr. Shaheen, arrested because of this crackdown which happened on Pakistan-backed white-collar networks. These are groups. There was Dr. Muzammil Ghani in Faridabad. There was Dr. Adil Rathir in Saharanpur. All three were embedded in a Jaish and Ansar Ghazwatul Hind module, a Jaish-e-Mohammed module, with signifying a clear Pakistan connection to this attempt at carrying out a terrorist attack. It was believed, however, that because these people had been caught, these people had been arrested, because the ammunition was found, that the terrorist attack had been averted. What was not connected at that point of time, what was not concluded at that point of time, is that some of the explosives could have been smuggled out, and in an act of desperation, a terrorist attack carried out in the heart of the national capital, in Chandni Chowk, near the Red Fort, at peak hour traffic. Obviously, this was happening with instructions from across the border quite clearly, because there have been multiple terror plots which have been foiled in recent times. I'll tell you about those as well. But back again to Harsha, who is at the spot and giving us a strong live report from different locations. Is Amit Shah coming there, and what more are your police sources telling you, Harsha?
Arnav, we have got to know right now that HM will not be visiting the blast site tonight. He will be visiting the blast site tomorrow. But before visiting the blast site, we have got to know that the HM will be meeting all the senior officials, not only from the Delhi police official, but in fact the NIA and SG officials as well tomorrow. A meeting is going to be held at HM at MHA. The meeting is going to be held, and after that only HM will be visiting the blast site. There's the latest information what we have received right now, where the location I'm exactly at this entire area has been cordoned off, as Shambhavi and Chandrakala at the different vantage point. But the place I'm right now, the action which is on screen is that the metal detecting equipment and the other equipments have been bought in by the NIA and SG officials, and this entire area is being scrutinized. It's being each and every recording is being done on camera very intensely. Each and every recording is being done. Even the small fragments, whatever the NIA and SG is finding on ground along with the forensic team, each and everything is being evaluated. And this is the situation right now, Arnab, what we see, and exactly where I'm standing right now, 100 meters from exactly from where I'm standing, there is the exact area where we have got to know that a bullet has also been found. This is the latest information which we have picked from our sources, from the NIA and NSG, and also from the police officials which are right now at the spot. This entire area, no vehicles is allowed right now, and also what we have got to know is that the metro station will be closed till first half tomorrow. No movement is allowed till first half tomorrow in the metro station, which leads to Chandni Chowk, Chandni Bazaar and Lal Killa, the Red Fort metro station, gate number 1, gate number 2, gate number 4 as well. And also, I'm joined by Ishan as well, because he was there at that particular point of time only where exactly the blast took place. There were the pickup van, where the 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers, 6 cars which were heavily impacted by the blast. Ishan, what did you see?
I came here just after the blast, and I spoke to a lot of the residents who were here. They told me that they felt the blast up to Daryaganj and Nai Sadak also. The blast, they felt the blast. I saw fragments of the cars, vehicles. One fragment is, if we can go here, we can see that a fragment of the car has flown up to 150 meters.
और कार के आसपास थी 3-4 व्हीकल और खड़े हुए लोग, ऑटो में बैठे हुए लोग इंजर्ड भी हुए हैं और कुछ मृत्यु भी हुई है। अस्पताल के सूत्रों के अनुसार अब तक 8 लोगों की मृत्यु हो चुकी है। कुछ लोग इंजर्ड हैं, इनका इलाज यहां पर चल रहा है। हम सभी एंगल को खुला रखते हुए इसकी गहन जांच शुरू कर दी है। जैसे ही ब्लास्ट की सूचना मिली, दिल्ली पुलिस स्पेशल सेल, क्राइम ब्रांच, एनआईए की टीम, एसपीजी की टीम, एफएसएल की टीम मौके पर पहुंच गई है और सभी प्रकार की जांच हम तेजी से कर रहे हैं। कुछ ही समय में मैं आशा करता हूं कि धमाके का कारण क्या है उसके निर्णय पर हमारी एजेंसियां पहुंच जाएगी और एफएसएल की सीनियर मोस्ट टीम भी यहां पर पहुंची। धमाके की सूचना आने के बाद तुरंत ही माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का मुझे फोन आया था। उसके बाद प्राथमिक इंफॉर्मेशन लेकर मैंने प्रधानमंत्री जी को भी ब्रीफ किया है। अभी यहां से मैं घटनास्थल पर जाने के लिए निकल रहा हूं और कल एक बड़े सवेरे ही सीनियर लोगों की टीम के साथ गृह मंत्रालय में बैठक कर इसकी डिटेल जांच की जाएगी।
सर, आपको लगता है कि इस हमले के पीछे, जो ब्लास्ट हुआ, इसके पीछे कोई आतंकी हमला है या कोई भी प्लानिंग यहाँ पर की जा रही है?
देखिए, हम सभी एंगल्स को ओपन रखकर सभी दृष्टि से जांच कर रहे हैं। घटना किस कारण से हुई ये अभी कहना बहुत मुश्किल है। जब तक विस्फोट के स्पॉट पर से जो स्पेसिमेंस मिलेंगे, इसका जब तक एफएसएल का एनालिसिस, एनएसजी का एनालिसिस नहीं होता, इसके बारे में कुछ भी कहना दिक्कत है। मगर हम किसी भी एंगल को बंद नहीं मानते हैं। सभी एंगल का हम दृढ़ता के साथ आगे जांच करेंगे। धन्यवाद।
Angle is being left out as of now. Guarded words from we are seeing guarded words, but he's also said out there, which is very important to note, that the Home Minister has said, we hope to very soon come to some initial conclusion of what the circumstances leading up to this blast were and the details of it. Obviously, he's being guarded, but he's saying that I'm expecting some initial inputs from my FSL teams. Those are the words of the Home Minister. Going back to Harsha, live feed on air, and she's going to take you to what the situation on the ground is along with the shot. Harsha. Home Minister Amit Shah, I think, is at the spot.
It happened because NIA,
Home
NSG,
Minister Amit Shah is, I think, at the spot. Can I go to those visuals, please? Thank you very much. Not the hospital spot, yeah. I have the feed of Home Minister Amit Shah at the spot. PCR team, please. Can we please stay with those visuals? Thank you very much. Thank you. Home Minister is at the spot. And those are the Home Minister behind the barricaded lines doing a personal assessment of the damage on the ground and seeing the extent of the damage. The Home Minister, along with top Delhi police officials, at the area which has been barricaded, where the blast occurred, speaking to local officials, speaking to the Delhi Police Commissioner, and getting a spot from the authorities. The Home Minister was at the LNJP hospital and now is at the blast site in Chandni Chowk in Delhi. Viewers of Republic, this is the time to be vigilant. We will know very soon what the initial findings of the FSL NIA are. Tonight is a night for the whole country to be alert. UP Uttarakhand on alert. Security has been ramped up at the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir in Ayodhya. Multiple FSL teams are on the spot. Home Minister Amit Shah on the spot with Delhi Police Commissioner Satish Golcha. Security increased at CST station in Mumbai. It's most unfortunate that even despite the massive arms haul which was found in Faridabad earlier today, despite that, obviously a lot of explosives were slipped out and there was a major detonation in Chandni Chowk, leading to a major terrorist attack. Tonight, without doubt, it can be said that tonight, the 10th of November, is the second time there has been such a major terrorist attack, the biggest terrorist attack since Pahalgam. The biggest terrorist attack since Pahalgam and in recent times. A death toll of 13, 30 people injured, 6 people seriously injured. And while the intelligence was available and the intelligence was acted on, this was a global operation. The Shopian police found a foreign-funded arm of the network conducting raids linked to UK-based terror handler Muzammil Ayub, a Shopian native operating from abroad. There were local support channels which were found, and all of this was part of the financing and coordination that has been actively fueling Pakistan-based terrorism in the Kashmir Valley. However, this specific blast, Republic will wait for the official confirmation from official sources of who carried out this blast. But that I-20, the Hyundai I-20 model of Hyundai vehicle that was used in the blast, ladies and gentlemen, had a Haryana Faridabad number plate. The name has also been identified, but till it is not released officially, we will not talk about it. However, viewers, number of casualties, multiple cars on fire. Keep in mind today where this explosion happened, where this blast happened, where Home Minister Amit Shah is doing a personal review right now, is among the national capital's most congested areas. Earlier today, the Jammu and Kashmir police found 3,000 kilograms of explosives near Delhi in Haryana. We still do not have a final word, ladies and gentlemen, officially on whether this is a terrorist attack, but without doubt it is. If there was 26/11 in 2008, this is 10/11, ladies and gentlemen, in 2025. The manner in which all of India was worried at the thought of another terrorist attack proves that the whole country is on the edge. Our country's intelligence units are working relentlessly to foil every terrorist plot. Our war against terrorism is being fought with intelligence, with precision, and with resolve. Our security grid is on overdrive, but what we need is a nationwide anti-terrorist operation with the ruthlessness that the situation deserves. This is not the time for pandering. This is not the time for politics. This is not the time for any form of appeasement. Because what we are seeing today, and the Home Minister better than anyone else knows this, Amit Shah knows that this is not a one-city operation anymore. There has to be a nationwide crackdown to dismantle Pakistan's shadow network on Indian soil. Ladies and gentlemen, your army, your police, your CRPF is on the ground thwarting the terrorist attacks in real time. But this is not a story from the border, not from the LOC. The irony is, the dark and looming shadow of terrorism has hit India's cities once again. It's hit India's urban infrastructure and epicenter once again. It's hit Faridabad, Delhi, Lucknow, Saharanpur. And what worries me tonight is that it could have been even worse. Imagine, viewers, a terrorist with an AK-47, a terrorist with Russian-made assault rifles, pistols, 84 rounds of live ammunition in a rented house in Faridabad with 3,000 kilograms of explosives. What were they preparing for? General Bishambar Dayal is joining us. What were they preparing for? And what we are seeing, is it only the tip of the iceberg, General Dayal?
Arnav, firstly, it's a very, very sad incident, and I think our condolences to the family that have lost their loved ones. And the city, which has unnecessarily been panicked, I think I'll be a little cautious. There's no doubt that there's a module working in the country, and there has never been any doubt in our minds as security personnel, as people, those who have been concerned about the security and safety of the country, that Pakistan, ISI will never sit idle till they remain existence in this world. Their one and only one agenda is anti-India, anti-Indianism, anti-people of India, anti-Bharat. Their agenda is just one and only one. They are surviving only on one and one theme. So they can do anything, they can go to any levels, and there will always be ups and downs in these matters. There will always be, there will be security forces, intelligence forces, they will always find, wanting on this. But this is an incident which has happened from the outset, Arnab, whatever I've seen, I've not been to the site, and there has been no official statement, I'd say. See, it's not a very hot summer where something will blast because of the heat in Delhi, where engine or something will blast like that and happen. So either it is, at the outset, it looks like a well-orchestrated, very well orchestrated, a blast, which could have been done with various means, which does not mean some of us are looking there for a big crater. Some people are talking, whatever I've heard, that there were no devices found there. Well, today the basic thing is that that most of these vehicles are, CNG driven, and it requires a very, very small device to blast the tank or blast something en route to the tank, and then the blast takes place, and then neighboring vehicle will catch fire because there's a gas leakage involved, and then there's a fuel in some neighboring vehicles. So that's what it immediately, you get a fireball like that. It's almost like a fireball. This sort of a fireball doesn't come out of a heavy explosives like the artillery gun or something like that. It comes out of fuel into fuel like that, So this seems to be, from the picture, this is what I can drive. And what I feel is that, yes, there is no doubt about it that around NCR, this is our capital. Any disturbance here catches the world imagination, catches the world,
Okay, we have some visuals. I'll have to cut down to the visuals. I'm getting visuals. I don't know, PCR did not lead me in on that, but I have visuals coming in from the spot. Amit Shah just left, but we had visuals out there. Ladies and gentlemen, Amit Shah has just left from Chandni Chowk. You see the ramparts of the Red Fort behind you, viewers. And we had Mridul. Let's cut to Mridul because we can see Mridul on the live frame. Mridul.
जो अभी तक सामने नहीं आया है, लेकिन आएगा तो वो होश उड़ाने वाला भी होगा और चौंकाने वाला भी होगा।
बिल्कुल, सीआरपीएफ के हाई ऑफिशियल्स आए हैं, सीआईएसएफ के हाई ऑफिशियल्स आए हैं, एनआईए के चीफ यहाँ पे पहुंचे हैं और एक एक चीज की जांच बारीकी से की जा रही है। और दूसरी बात ये समझिए कि जब गृह मंत्री घटना स्थल पर हों और मामला देश की राजधानी दिल्ली का हो, जहां पर सारे जो हेडक्वार्टर हैं वो यहाँ से अधिकतम 8 से 10 किलोमीटर के अंदर है, सब कुछ सारे ऑफिसेस यहाँ से 5 से 7 किलोमीटर की रेंज में लगते हैं। और आप समझिए, इसलिए ये तमाम अधिकारी यहाँ पर हैं, सारी यूनिट्स यहाँ पर हैं। और जहाँ तक दिल्ली पुलिस की स्पेशल सेल की बात है, मेरी जानकारी ये है कि एक बड़े मॉड्यूल पर दिल्ली पुलिस की स्पेशल सेल काम कर रही थी और उस मॉड्यूल के जानकारी है कि 2 संदिग्ध हिरासत में लिए गए हैं। और इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारी जानकारियां हैं कि 3 जगहों पर रेड की है। और
Can we get Shravan live, please? Because the information coming into us is that the owner of the Hyundai i20 has been detained. This is a big breaking story. He has been detained, he has been held, he is in custody right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Shravan should be up in a minute. Haryana number plate. And the owner of the I-20, ladies and gentlemen, his name is not clear. The Hyundai I-20 owner has been detained / arrested and is presently under custody. And we are told that the owner is claiming that he was not in possession of the car, but the car had been sold to someone else. And there are 2 names doing the rounds right now. 2 names. One the owner and the other the person who was handling this vehicle. Shawan, what more details do you have? Shawan.
Well, Arnab, I just spoke to the Faridabad Police Commissioner, and this is what I've gathered. One, searches are basically being carried out in Gurgaon. Second, they're also looking at whether at all Mohammad Muzammil, that is the main accused in the Faridabad case, was he in another location before he was stockpiling in this village in Dhaunj in Faridabad. So there is a clear link that is emerging. Not just that, I also have an official confirmation coming in from Haryana police that they are looking at searches at multiple districts because they believe, they suspect at this point in time that they had also stored warlike ammunition in other locations. They're not revealing this right now because the operation is ongoing. So there is a clear link that is now emerging. Haryana police right now carrying out those searches as we speak.
Leads have been already gathered. So this pace, there's a pretty strong pace because it's important to point out here, viewers, that what Shawan is saying, Samar, is that you have identified the car, you've identified the owner, and that you've been obviously, because the police was already sitting at significant number of early leads in this case. So the police is not operating in the blind. They have information on the basis of which they are just connecting the dots. So whoever carried out the blast has left a whole trail of fingerprints on this. It's only a question of connecting the dots and announcing it soon. Samar and Shawan.
Arnab, the module getting busted today morning itself was a green signal for this to unfold. And let us not forget, these are the educated ones who are brainwashed, who are a victim of the jihadi ideology. And this definitely, they would have 101% had a backup plan, and this was the result. And probably I am still very mentally preoccupied, keeping in mind the amount of explosive that has already been nabbed. And Diwali just went by. It is a wedding season. Firecrackers and its raw material is still available in the market. I think they, and rightly said by my seniors, this is not a one-day job. It has been planned for quite a while, and it is just that we have able to be nab them now. And thankfully, I just thank that it's been early. We've nabbed them before they could have actually carried out their actual plan. And this is probably the result of the backup plan probably that is unfolded in front of our eyes. And 101% Pakistan is involved in this. ISI is involved in this. And I want to just tell people who are trying to play safe that if one CNG cylinder can cause this much damage, then why don't we drop CNG cylinders from drones and aircrafts onto the enemy then? If this is the collateral damage that one CNG cylinder can do. So let us be practical here. Let us not try to play safe. It is a clear and evident proof that yes, it is the outcome of the module being busted today morning. And also let us connect the dots. Pulwama, Anantnag, Hyderabad, Faridabad, Shahjahanpur, then some parts of Gujarat. These are the pockets which have, basically the jihadi ideologist hidden cells is what has been connected over here. There have been AK-47s being found in the house. There have been explosives of magnanimous proportion.
More detention. The Prime Minister, I have to breaking news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to LNJP hospital. That's first bit of breaking news. And for more, Shawan.
Abhishek has just got a confirmation that the Prime Minister is en route to the hospital. We are getting in more details from the Haryana police. One more detention has taken place and it appears it is the owner of the vehicle. Haryana police has been able to identify the location where the car was last taken. So it turns out that Gurgaon happens to be another location where this car was moving. They've been able to identify through the CCTV footage. Also, Abhishek has just joined us. Abhishek, what more details are you getting?
Well, as of now, I can confirm that Prime Minister is also going to visit the victims at the LNJP hospital and speak to them and assess for himself the situation. I'm not able to confirm yet. I might be in some time whether he would also go to the spot where the blast has happened. But to take care of the victims and to speak to them, he is definitely visiting LNJP hospital in some time.
Well, in fact, two sources. Abhishek spoke to someone a short while back and I just spoke to the Haryana Police Commissioner. Both are basically indicating that there is a clear link that has emerged. Now we are being told that in Gurgaon, the car that was basically spotted with suspects was last spotted in Gurgaon. That's what we are picking up.
100%, Shravan, and I was saying earlier that there is a connection between the major anti-terror swoop down that has happened through the last 24 hours and this one. Possibly one module just got out of the crackdown and or evaded the crackdown and was on way to carry out something even more sinister. I think they rammed into a rickshaw or something triggered the blast and that's how this has happened. But this is very preliminary. As I said, even the Union Home Minister said that they should be very soon able to come to a conclusion as to exactly what this is. And I'm also,
it's a huge development. They were basically on the move. So,
they were on the
we've
move.
been
You're
able to,
absolutely right.
we were able to piece this together by speaking to two different sources, and both are basically indicating this, that it was a slow moving vehicle. One footage that has come in is from the Red Fort signal. The second that we are getting in is information from Gurgaon. So it appears that they were basically on the move. But what we cannot confirm, we'll have to wait for some more point in time, that whether at all, as Abhishek was pointing out, did the vehicle actually ram into a rickshaw?
Yes, that's possible, but I can tell you again, 100% it's an act of terror or it was a terror module. And maybe they were onto something big, and before that, this has happened. We are very close to, as I was mentioning earlier, Shravan, there are leads, but of course, till the time that we have absolute clarity, we cannot speak.
Well, these are the leads that we have on up right now from the newsroom.
Well, at the center of this entire network out there, ladies and gentlemen, which was found in Faridabad, are educated professionals like doctors. First, a man called Dr. Adil Ahmed Radher, a senior resident at GMC Anantnag, Kashmir, caught after an AK-47 was recovered from his locker in Kashmir, traced and arrested in Saharanpur. So from Kashmir, runs down and hides in Saharanpur. That's why I'm saying tonight you need a nationwide anti-terrorist operation in which we must spare nobody. And the politically correct types can just take a walk and lock themselves at home while we get on with it. Then there was a man called Dr. Muzammil Shakil, radicalized, dangerous people. Islamist, radicalized faculty member of Al-Falah University. Faridabad was caught with 360 kilograms of ammonium nitrate packed in 12 suitcases. And finally, a dangerous female doctor from Lucknow called Dr. Shaheen, who has now been arrested. While the Faridabad police out there was uncovering explosives and doctors were being arrested, the Shopian police in South Kashmir were raiding the local networks. Can I have my Kashmir reporters live? Input desk, please do that. We have visuals on the Hindi channel. Can we cut to the Hindi channel visuals? Can we cut to source 27? And can the reporters give me a live view on what's happening there? Ladies and gentlemen, which reporter is live on source 27? We have the Hindi reporters live up. We can hear them. What's going on?
वो रिकवर करने के बाद चेक किया जाएगा और अगर पीछे अभिषेक आपको पीछे तस्वीर दिखाए तो आपको एनएसजी का वो ट्रक खड़ा हुआ पार्क हुआ हुआ नजर आएगा धीरे धीरे
क्योंकि आप क्राइम कवर करते हैं साफ बताता है एनएसजी बीइंग कॉल्ड इन नेशनल सिक्योरिटी गार्ड राम मृदुल बुलाना इसका मतलब टेरर एंगल इज नॉट आउट टेरर एंगल इज द पॉइंट टेरर एंगल इज द पॉइंट अब ये साफ है टेरर इज नॉट आउट टेरर इज द पॉइंट ये कोई आम टेरर अटैक नहीं है बात ये साफ है और अब इसको ना फरीदाबाद से ना इसको सहारनपुर से ना इसको जम्मू कश्मीर से डिस्कनेक्ट किया जा सकता हालांकि अभी तक हमें हमारे सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं आपको आपके पुलिस सोर्सेज मेरे को मेरे इंटेलिजेंस सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं राम कि ये इंटेलिजेंस इसको एक्टिवली अब इसको इज टेकिंग अ फरीदाबाद से कनेक्ट कर रहा है, मृदुल उसको कनेक्ट कर रहा है, क्योंकि 2000 किलो से ज्यादा अमोनियम नाइट्रेट दिल्ली के 100 किलोमीटर के पास, और वो ये कह रहे हैं कि चलती हुई गाड़ी में, गाड़ी के अंदर लोग ब्लास्ट किया गया, सीसीटीवी के अंदर वो कुछ चाहते कुछ और थे, अचीव कुछ और कर पाए, लेकिन उसमें भी 13 लोगों को अपनी जान गंवानी पड़ी है। और अभी जो एजेंसीज हैं उनका जो आपने पॉइंट किया कि वो ट्रेस नहीं कर पाए हैं कि व्हाट हैज बीन यूज्ड इन दिस ब्लास्ट, सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी ऑफ प्रायोरिटी। वो हमारी प्रायोरिटी है, जो हमारी एजेंसीज है उनकी राम, कि पता लगे कि ये किया कैसे।
मिलिट्री इंटेलिजेंस इसलिए कि फिदायीन हमले की भी आशंका, सिक्योरिटी
MI इज मिलिट्री इंटेलिजेंस तो पार्ट है उस मीटिंग का, इतना तो मुझे बताया गया। यहाँ पे DG CRPF वॉज देयर, DG CRPF ग्राउंड पे आए, तो सारी मल्टीपल एजेंसीज काम कर रहे हैं। जब गृह मंत्री खुद स्पॉट पे पहुंच सकते हैं तो मृदुल, राम, जतिन, हम समझ सकते हैं कि सारी एजेंसीज इस देश की इस समय इस पुरानी दिल्ली लाल किले के सामने गौरी शंकर मंदिर से सटे हुए इस अटैक पे काम कर रहे हैं। लेट देयर बी नो डाउट अबाउट इट, देयर इज नो एजेंसी इन द कंट्री व्हिच इज नॉट वर्किंग ऑन दिस अटैक नाउ।
2008 में दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट ब्लास्ट हुआ, उसके बाद किसी ने सोचा था कि इस तरीके से लाल किले में?
बिल्कुल, उस ब्लास्ट के दिन हम दूसरे चैनल पे थे, पर हम रिपोर्ट कर रहे थे, वो याद है हमें। उसके बाद इस तरीके का अटैक क्या सीसीटीवी के सामने करना, आपने बिल्कुल जो कंपेयर किया है, किसी ने नहीं सोचा था कि इस तरह से होगा। लेकिन बात जो अभी मृदुल हम कह रहे थे कि ये लोग भी इम्प्रोवाइज कर रहे हैं, टेररिस्ट आर ऑल्सो इम्प्रोवाइजिंग, राम टर्ररिस्ट भी इम्प्रोवाइज कर रहे हैं। चलती हुई गाड़ी में सीसीटीवी के नीचे कोई डर नहीं, और ये चैलेंज है हमारी एजेंसीज के लिए।
जिसका जिक्र ऐश्वर्य कर रहे हैं, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। और ये प्लान दरअसल इससे भी बहुत बड़ा था, जिसका एक हिस्सा एग्जीक्यूट हुआ है ऐसा लग रहा है इस घटना के बाद। ये प्लान कितना बड़ा था उसकी तादाद जो बता रहे हैं ऐश्वर्य के 2900 किलो अगर अमोनियम नाइट्रेट कहीं पर इकट्ठा किया जा रहा है, कुछ किराए के घर लेकर उनको छुपा कर रखा गया है। 20 टाइमर वहां पर मिले हैं और बड़े बड़े वेपन्स वहां पर मिले।
AK-47 ऐसे मिल रही हैं एक क्लिनिक से। डॉक्टर्स जिनका काम जिंदगी बचाना होता है राम, वो इसमें इन्वॉल्व हैं। टेरर अटैक्स में AK-47 उनके पास मिल रहे हैं। राम,
क्या लगता है कि जो फरीदाबाद में हुआ, जम्मू कश्मीर में हुआ, उसका एक मैसेज देने की कोशिश थी, जैश की एक कोशिश, क्योंकि लिंक तो कहीं ना कहीं जैश ए मोहम्मद से जाकर जुड़ रहे हैं।
मैं 4 दिन के सबसे बड़ा अपडेट आपको बता देता हूं। सबसे पहले यूपी में गिरफ्तारियां होती हैं, उसके बाद जम्मू कश्मीर में छापामार कार्रवाई 60 से ज्यादा जगह पर मारी जाती है। 2 पुलिस के ऑफिशियल्स गिरफ्तार किए जाते हैं जिन पर शक है कि वो आतंकियों को मदद करते हैं। उसके बाद डॉक्टर आदिल को गिरफ्तार किया जाता है जो आतंकियों के समर्थन में पोस्टर लगा रहा था, उसको पकड़ा जाता है। उसके क्लिनिक से AK-47 बरामद की जाती है जो उसके करीबी थे, जिसमें एक लेडी डॉक्टर थी, उसे पकड़ा जाता है। उसके बाद गुजरात में कार्रवाई की जाती है, गुजरात ATS की तरफ से, जिसमें गुजरात में आतंकी बड़े हमले की साजिश कर रहे थे, केमिकल वेपन की तैयारी की जा रही थी, धमाका या ना जाने क्या करने की तैयारी थी, खुलासा होता है। उसके बाद आज आप देखिए फरीदाबाद, जम्मू कश्मीर, गुजरात, यूपी, सबके तार जुड़ते हैं और ये तार आके खत्म हो जाते हैं दिल्ली में 6:45 पर जब धमाका होता है। और उसी धमाके के बाद अफरा तफरी का माहौल, जो बताने के लिए काफी है कि अभी बहुत कुछ सामने आना बाकी है। मुझे लगता है बैठक शुरू होने वाली है
और वो भी लाल किले के सामने सब कुछ हुआ।
नहीं, इसको थोड़ा सा इस तरह से भी देखना चाहिए। एक हुआ था 26/11 और इसको आप देखेंगे तो ये 10/11 है, और एक बड़ी दुर्घटना जो अमेरिका में हुई उसको 9/11 कहते हैं। ये आप समझिए कि ये चीजें नवंबर के महीने में प्लान की जा रही थी और शायद ये इसके बाद प्लान की जाती, लेकिन बहुत तेजी के साथ हमारी इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसियों ने काम किया और 3-4
कनेक्टेड है तो वो एक बड़ा सवालिया निशान है राम। हम उस पर काम करेंगे, लेकिन जो इस समय की लेटेस्ट है वो ये कि गृह मंत्री यहाँ से निकल चुके हैं, DG CRPF यहाँ से निकल चुके हैं, CP यहाँ से निकल चुके हैं, स्पेशल CP यहाँ से निकल चुके हैं। कम से कम 8 से 9 सीनियर ऑफिशियल्स इस समय होम मिनिस्टर के घर पे बुलाए गए। मृदुल, राम, जतिन और होम मिनिस्टर खुद उस बैठक को चेयर करेंगे। बैक टू यू।
लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात ये कि अगर आपको तस्वीरें भी अगर देखेंगे तो अभी भी फॉरेंसिक टीम वहां पर पहुंची हुई है, और जैसा कि मृदुल मैं आपको बता भी रहा था कि ट्रेसेस नहीं मिल रहे हैं, उसके पीछे सबसे बड़ा रीजन ये है कि धमाका इतनी जोरदार था।
एक इन्फॉर्मेशन बता दें, जतिन जो बता रहे हैं, कार का जो असली मालिक था वो था सलमान ने अपनी कार को बेच दी थी और इसीलिए उन्हें हिरासत में लेकर पूछताछ की तो उन्होंने बताया कि हमने तो अपनी कार बेच दी, लेकिन किसे बेची, फिर कार कहां से यहां पर पहुंची। और जो एक और कैरेक्टर है जिसका नाम नदीम है, वो नदीम भी बहुत खुलासे करेगा, यानी अभी भी कड़ियां पूरी नहीं हुई हैं।
बिल्कुल कोई दो राय नहीं है, परते दर परते खुलेंगी, और जैसे वो परते खुलेंगी राम, तब पता लगेगा ये 10-11 है, इनकी इंटेंशन क्या थी, क्या ये फरीदाबाद से कनेक्टेड है, क्या ये सहारनपुर से कनेक्टेड है, क्या ये जम्मू एंड कश्मीर से कनेक्टेड है, और ये यहाँ किया क्यों गया। 13 लोगों की जान आज दिल्ली, देश की राजधानी में, उनकी जान नहीं रही इस टेरर अटैक में। एजेंसीज we'll have to find out that what was the real agenda of this. ये लोग कौन थे? चलती गाड़ी में ब्लास्ट हमें नहीं याद जतिन कि दिल्ली में हुआ है इस तरीके से। स्टेशनरी ब्लास्ट हुए हैं, गाड़ी पे चिपका के हमने देखा था जब वो इजरायली एम्बेसी की गाड़ी पे, चलती हुई गाड़ी पे बॉम्ब टैग किया गया था, लेकिन खुद चलती हुई गाड़ी को ब्लास्ट कर दिया गया हो, इस तरीके से किया हो, गाड़ी में लोग हैं, सीसीटीवी के अंदर इस तरीके का ये मोडस ऑपरेंडी नया है हमारी एजेंसीज के लिए।
ऐश्वर्या, ये भी इसमें आ रहा है कि जो विस्फोटक का इस्तेमाल किया गया उसमें जिलेटिन के शेड्स होने की आशंका है, क्योंकि जिलेटिन के जो शेड्स होते हैं जो उसको इस्तेमाल किया जाता है एक एक्सप्लोजिव के तौर पर। फिर से तार जुड़ते हैं आईडी के साथ कि आईडी बनाने में भी जिलेटिन का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। और जो व्हाइट पाउडर, जिसको आतंकी व्हाइट पाउडर बोलते हैं, उसका भी ट्रेसेस मिलने की जो बात है वो की जा रही है, क्योंकि बहुत बारीक है, रोड से बिल्कुल मैच्ड अप है।
और मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं कैमरा पर्सन, जस्ट पैन द कैमरा अक्रॉस। ये गाड़ियों का काफिला आता हुआ सीनियर ऑफिशियल्स का, और ये स्पेशल सीपी रैंक ऑफिसर्स की गाड़ी है, एक के बाद एक गाड़ी आती हुई आप देख रहे हैं इस समय। हमारे वीडियो जर्नलिस्ट अभिषेक आपको दिखाने की कोशिश करते हुए ये गाड़ियों का काफिला। राम, ओवर टू यू। राम।
बिल्कुल, ये अधिकारी लगातार पहुंच रहे हैं और हाई ऑफिशियल्स लगातार, ये देखिए तस्वीरें मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूं, ये तस्वीरें भी आप लगातार देख रहे हैं, और साथ साथ ये देखिए, ये मेरे सहयोगी जो विजय हैं वो इस वक्त दिखा रहे हैं आपको तस्वीर। जो आला अधिकारी हैं वो अपनी गाड़ियों से उतरते हुए, इनकी तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, और घटना स्थल से एक एक चीज को उठाया जा रहा है और बारीकी से उन चीजों को जांचा जा रहा है। ये भी इस वक्त बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, क्योंकि एक एक एविडेंस जो यहां से कलेक्ट किया जाएगा, फॉरेंसिक जांच जब उसकी होकर आएगी तो ये आधिकारिक तौर पर कहा जा सकेगा कि आखिर वो चीजें क्या थीं जो इस धमाके में इस्तेमाल किए गए हैं, जो ट्रेसेस यहां से बरामद किए जा रहे हैं। क्योंकि सबसे बड़ी बात इसमें जो निकलकर सामने आ रही है वो केवल ये है कि जब यहां पर धमाका हुआ, धमाके के तुरंत बाद उसमें आग लग गई, और जब आग लगी तो आग इतनी ज्यादा थी कि काफी देर तक वो वहां पर धधकती रही, और कई चीजें जिनको हम सबूत के तौर पर इकट्ठा करते हैं वो जलकर बर्बाद हुई हैं। और इसके बाद फिर जो फायर ब्रिगेड की गाड़ी आई, तकरीबन 15 मिनट के बाद वो आग बुझाने का सिलसिला शुरू हुआ। ये इंटेंसिटी इतनी ज्यादा थी कि आसपास की जिस गाड़ी में धमाका हुआ उसमें बैठे लोगों का तो जो हुआ सो हुआ, लेकिन आसपास जो 4-5 गाड़ियां और थीं उनको भी भारी नुकसान पहुंचा। ऑटो रिक्शा को, ई रिक्शा को भारी नुकसान पहुंचा, और उसमें जो बैठे हुए लोग थे वो एक तरह से या तो गंभीर रूप से घायल हुए या फिर उनकी जान चली गई। तो ये पूरी की पूरी स्थिति है। मृदुल, बताइए।
बिल्कुल, देखिए अभी जो इन्फॉर्मेशन आ रही है वो बहुत बड़ी इन्फॉर्मेशन है। मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, गृह मंत्री अमित शाह और उनके आवास पर ये बैठक होने वाली है, तमाम आला अधिकारी यहाँ पर पहुँचेंगे। यानी अभी बहुत कुछ है जो अभी वो बता नहीं सकते हैं, जो आधिकारिक नहीं है, लेकिन धमाके के पीछे के कई सवाल हैं जिनके जवाब आना बाकी हैं। इस समय कुछ बड़ी और अहम खबरें मैं आपको बता देता हूँ। मोहम्मद सलमान जो हम बता रहे थे जिसकी गाड़ी है वो एक और बड़ी खबर, दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री रेखा गुप्ता भी कुछ देर में एलएनजेपी अस्पताल पहुंचेंगी। ये बड़ा अपडेट हम आपको बता रहे हैं, एलएनजेपी अस्पताल पहुंचने वाली हैं और गृह मंत्री अमित शाह एक उच्च स्तरीय बैठक करेंगे। तो ये दो बड़ी खबर इस वक्त की हमारे पास आ रही है। राम, दिल्ली में धमाका हुआ, एलएनजेपी अस्पताल में इस समय घायल पहुंचे हुए हैं, घायलों को उपचार दिया जा रहा है, बेहतर उपचार दिया जा रहा है। लेकिन दो बड़ी खबर, रेखा गुप्ता पहुंची एलएनजेपी अस्पताल, और एक खबर जब गृह मंत्री अमित शाह एक उच्च स्तरीय बैठक करने वाले हैं।
बिल्कुल, एक जो बड़ी बैठक होगी वो कल बताया जा रहा है कि कल सुबह ही ये बड़ी बैठक है जिसको चेयर करेंगे होम मिनिस्टर और तमाम आला अधिकारी जो सिक्योरिटी से जुड़े हुए हैं, जो आंतरिक सुरक्षा से देश की जुड़े हुए हैं, और खास तौर से जिनके पास इंटेलिजेंस का काम है, वो अधिकारी उनके साथ बैठेंगे और एक उच्च स्तरीय बैठक होगी जिसके बाद कई चीजें निर्धारित की जाएंगी कि आखिर
I want to just go across quickly to other set of reporters, which is Harsha and Chandrakala, and Harsha and Chandrakala are live with us, and what you're seeing today is without doubt, I said it earlier today, the face of modern jihad, where we had medical professionals camouflaged inside white coats, laptops and classrooms being part of a global terrorist operation. Now, the Delhi Chief Minister at the LNGP hospital taking us on a report around the area will be Harsha and Chandrakala, who have been reporting from different locations. Ladies and gentlemen, in the course of the last couple of hours, they've been reporting from different locations. We are hearing here reports, very unfortunately, we are told that there is one particular news network whose reporters are casually damaging evidence. I condemn that news network. And I would caution their editors to tell their reporters and people on the ground not to mess with evidence. That is so bad, Harsha. The worst thing that any journalist can do is compromise the work of the security agencies. There is one particular news network whose reporters have been found to be casually picking up evidence, wiping up what they themselves are calling explosive residue. And it has been reported and commented by some people on Twitter that there is open contamination of the crime scene, of the active site of terrorism by members of a news channel. That's so bad. We don't do that kind of stuff. But Harsha, can you tell us now what is the level of information gathering and evidence gathering? The Home Minister said some time back, Harsha and Chandrakala, that evidence will be gathered over a period of time. And he also said, I hope to get back to you pretty soon.
Yes, Ornam, as we told earlier that all the senior officials were here, but right now what we will show you that most of the senior officials are on the other side where exactly the HM visited almost 15 to 20 minutes back. And I'll ask to cameraman Narudeshwar to focus on us because we are trying to tell you the entire situation right now. What is the situation right now? Because at this place all the senior officials have left, but more NSG commandos, more NIA officials have reached to the spot. In fact, two more huge vehicles of the police officials have arrived at the spot, and continuously the CRPF and the bomb squad team and the other squad team have continuously, and the FSL team. Right now the visuals are that the FSL team. Yes, Chandrakala, you have already spoken to the forensic team off record as well.
Yes, absolutely. As you can see, the forensic team is already here. We could see the special cell, Delhi Police Special Cell, has also arrived. Earlier, of course, we have seen Home Minister himself arriving here at the spot and reviewing the situation. Of course, it's a serious, it's a security concern. It's a national security. Is definitely it's a big concern. And now, as you can see, that the NSG team is also here right at this moment, and the investigation is underway. It's completely. I would like to our VJ to please focus what exactly the blast happened. We could see the car. It's a massive explosion indeed. It's a massive explosion. The FSL team is here. We'll try speaking to few officials, but yes, of course, they are not ready to come on camera right now. But yes,
exactly, Chandrakala, at this point of time, none of the officials are speaking right now. But yes, as you mentioned, the FSL team have collected all the evidence from the spot. Yes, or no, all these samples from the spot has already been taken by the FSL team, by the technical experts as well. And we are getting to know that till this night is going to be a long night, because all the evidences will be collected and they will be investigated tonight as well. This is what forensic team also told you, Chandrakala.
Yes, absolutely. Now we are waiting as to what could have led to this blast. Many things are unknown right at this moment. Of course, we are doubting that this could be another terror, propaganda. Of course, this comes at a very, very crucial time when a terror module has been busted by J&K police, and now we are awaiting the evidences, the NIA reports as to what could have led to the blast. It's a long night, as my colleague has already mentioned. It's a very, very a concern for the entire nation right at this moment when situation between both the countries is definitely
Thank you for that, and I'd like to go back for a moment out here, viewers, to the latest visuals which we have here. Operation Sindoor must go on. General Dayal, we can't talk about CNG blast here. There's not CNG blast, a full terror attack from Pakistan. I mean, there's no possibility here. Today we have recovered almost 3 tons of explosives. 3 tons of explosives from Faridabad. Explosives car from Haryana goes to Chandni Chowk and blasts. This is not CNG. I saw the visuals myself, General Dayal. This is not CNG. CNG happens localized. This was over a 200-meter area. This is huge, huge. I don't even know if this can be done with 30 kilograms of explosive. This seems much bigger. See the nature of the impact. No crater, but traffic lights 200 meters away were shattered. Something very big has happened today, and we need to go preemptive. We need to go preemptive. We need to uproot the terrorists, and we need to catch the traitors. The problem is, the moment I say catch the traitors, Samar, the whole politically correct lobby comes and says, oh, we must not target anyone. That's where things start going wrong.
The issue is that, look, it has been planned very. Firstly, no such incidents in the heart of the country around the capital will take place in isolation. So there's no doubt about it that if something has to be struck in the heart of the country in Delhi, there's a huge module which is working, and there are conduits within conduits, and there'll be a chain of people promoting this. Secondly, what I said was
we have some breaking news. I'm sorry, but that we have the RC of the car. We have the RC of the car. We have the RC of the car. I can show the RC of the car, the registration certificate of the car. And as I share the registration certificate of the car, ladies and gentlemen, exclusive, circle it. Put a watermark on it. Producers, put a watermark on it. Okay, the car which has been used in the blast was registered in 2014. And the first owner is identified as Mohammed Salman. It's a white petrol/CNG. Petrol/CNG vehicle. White petrol/CNG I-20 Hyundai car used in the blast, registered in 2014 and possibly full of explosives. This is one latest bit of information only on Republic, viewers. Big leads on Republic. General Dayal, sorry I interrupted you there. I just needed to break this information. Yes, sir, you were saying.
Like our capital, where vehicles are searched, where there is already existing security, apparatus working, then you come out with something very different. Then it would be very difficult to carry explosives openly or explosives in some sort of boxes. So what do? You probably the TNG, the cylinder, it has been prepared with some material. Thereafter the cover on it maybe of some material where it will get into pellets, and then pellets will go. That's how casualties take place in tanks, etc. That when
because Mridul is doing a chase of one of the people there, he's chasing someone. I want the doorstepping sequence. I want the sequence. Yes, Mridul.
थोड़ा सा आप बता सके तो?
नहीं, मैं नहीं बता सकता, आप वहाँ जाइए।
थोड़ा भी अगर आप बता देंगे सर हमारे दर्शकों को कि किस तरह से जांच की जा रही है, आगे क्या पड़ताल है, आप लोगों की क्या तैयारी है?
वहाँ हैं डीसीपी साहब, जॉइंट सीपी साहब, सब वहाँ जाइए। हाँ।
और अगर सर आप ये बता सकें, क्योंकि ये दावा किया जा रहा है कि ब्लास्ट हुआ है, कुछ आईईडी की भी बातें, क्या इसकी पुष्टि हो पाई है अभी तक?
सर मुझे नहीं पता।
हाँ? लेकिन आप लोगों ने जांच की, थोड़ा
मुझे क्यों कवर कर रहे हैं?
क्योंकि ये जानकारी
तो मुझे नहीं पता, मुझे नहीं पता।
चलिए धन्यवाद। तो ये अधिकारी हैं जो जांच करके निकल रहे हैं, और उनका कहना है कि राम, अभी तक जो हम अंदर देख रहे हैं, अधिकारियों का कहना है कि अभी कुछ बताया नहीं जा सकता है, लेकिन ये जो जांच अभी तक आगे बढ़ी, बहुत कुछ बताती है। राम,
बिल्कुल इसलिए बताती है, और ये अधिकारी शायद इसलिए नहीं बता पा रहे क्योंकि उनके पास ऑन पेपर कुछ भी अभी नहीं है, और अनुमान के आधार पर कोई बयान दिया नहीं जा सकता, क्योंकि जाहिर बात है कि बहुत ही सेंसिटिव मामला है और इसमें कोई भी अनुमान के आधार पर बात की नहीं जा सकती। मैंने जैसे बताया कि जिस जगह धमाका हुआ उस जगह कोई गड्ढा नहीं हुआ है, और गड्ढा नहीं हुआ है जो हमारे सोर्सेस बता रहे हैं कि आरडीएक्स की स्मेल भी नहीं है, यानी या तो नए तरह के केमिकल का इस्तेमाल करते हुए या फिर जो
Okay, we got another set of visuals out there. General Dayal was giving us a brief out there. Samar Paltur is giving us his brief. Shailendra, from all the information coming in right now, we have the RC of the car, we have the name of the person. He's saying, I sold the car was not with me. The Home Minister is going to be sitting with all the agencies tonight, and there's a huge review that is happening at the Home Minister's residence this evening. So, things are moving very fast. Obviously, it appears to be, Colonel Shailendra, that the government wants to give something conclusive by the morning.
You see, we have been discussing for quite some time whether it is a war or not. You tell me one thing, which is that country whose capital city, whose heart is attacked, and still one is to visualize whether the politically moralist people will be right or wrong. Do we have to consider them? Is it not an attack on our capital? Is it not an attack on Indians? Is it not an attack on India? And who else will attack India? It is only one and one country, and that is called as Pakistan. That is the Atankistan. I don't know whether I have to justify to anybody, even before the investigation concludes. I'm very worried. I'm very worried that let there not be another attack is my top priority. And yes, if this is the attack on India and its capital, let us take it seriously. Let us mean each alphabet of our word spoken by our Prime Minister that next attack will be taken as an act of war. I'm not a warmonger, by the way. I'm only trying that, yes, 13 is only a figure, that today we have lost 13 Indians. It may go to 14. I'm not going to count. I'm only going to count now. When is that act of war happening? This act of war has been initiated by them. I think I'm morally correct. I'm morally obliged to my own country that this needs to be taken to its conclusive end. And that is, there is no reply this time. The army chief had said...
If Pakistan is testing us, can I be on air, please? Thank you, producers. Thank you, Aditi. If Pakistan is testing us, then it must be met with a response now.
Absolutely. They have already tested me.
Yeah.
They have tested me. Now is my turn. Now let me test them. That, okay, fine. Now what every alphabet of...
But this is always what was feared. This is always...
will be done.
This is always what was feared. That after Operation Sindoor, to test whether Operation Sindoor is actually on, Colonel Rajiv Bagga, Pakistan will carry out an act of terrorism. And our declaration that an act of terrorism will be seen to be an act of war will be on test. The words of the Prime Minister then are on test. Colonel Bagga.
Arnab, I am 100% in agreement with our Honorable Prime Minister. Any such cowardly act of terrorism on us will be taken as an act of war. Now there is a requirement to sort them out, which I earlier mentioned also. But at the same time, I am worried if these people were carrying such type of explosive in the car, that means they have changed their tactics. Earlier, they used to just plant on the basis of a timer or some type of a pressure. They used to ignite the explosive. But here, somebody was driving. Now, we have got so many leads, I'm telling you, that we had captured so many stuff from Faridabad, and thereafter, we have got now these owner of the car in our custody. First, let me tell you, this is my personal experience in Valley. First 12 hours are very critical if we want to break the bone of this particular terror module. Time is now. We should not be wasting even a single second. And coming back to that, what we should be doing to Pakistan, we must punish them thoroughly with again stronger, and this time if they beg, we should not stop. We must crush this snake. They are finding ways and means, and what my senior has said just now, it is basically they have tried to again they had tested our patient earlier also, and this time they have hit the heart of my country. They should not be. I am convinced that whatever the outcome is going to come, the Pakis are absolutely involved in this. I give you example. Afzal Guru was a BCom student who had come here, and he joined some banking job also. And subsequently, what happened? There was an attack on Parliament. 3 doctors. What exactly has happened? Let's try and understand the pattern, the modality, the tactics. But the implementation on the ground has been changed. We need to be very much cautious about it. This is what exactly I have to say.
Colonel Bagga, thank you very much. I think Shawan is live with us now, and Abhishek is live with us as well. I will be cutting across to the reporters and anchors of our Hindi channel who are doing a fantastic ground report. And I need to quickly assess the situation on the ground, make a few phone calls myself, and I'll be back immediately after that. Let's cut across.
पूरे मामले को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर सकती है। तो ये अभी तक की सबसे बड़ी डेवलपमेंट है और कुछ ही देर में जैसे जैसे रिपोर्ट्स आएंगी, किस तरीके के ट्रेसेस मिले हैं, इंजर्ड्स के स्टेटमेंट जब लिए जाएंगे, उनकी मूवमेंट किस तरीके से थी, तो आगे भी बहुत सारे फैक्ट्स जो है वो मृदुल निकलते हुए दिखेंगे।
बिल्कुल राम, ये बहुत अहम इन्फॉर्मेशन है और ये बहुत कुछ इशारा करती हैं कि अगर धीरे धीरे ये जांच पड़ताल आगे बढ़ी तो बहुत संभव है कि नए नए और बड़े खुलासे इस पूरे मामले को लेकर हों।
बिल्कुल जाहिर बात है कि बड़े खुलासे होंगे। अभी जानकारी ये मिल रही है कि देश के कई हिस्सों को इस वक्त हाई अलर्ट पर रखा गया है। देश के कई हिस्से इस वक्त हाई अलर्ट पर हैं। अलग अलग जगह पे पुलिस जांच कर रही है, पुलिस की टीमें वाहनों की जांच कर रही है। लेकिन ये अपने आप में बड़ा सवाल है कि जब फरीदाबाद में इतना बड़ा मॉड्यूल बस्ट हो रहा है, जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस आकर जिस मॉड्यूल पर काम कर रही है, जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस आकर जिस पर सहारनपुर में काम कर रही है, इसके बाद आसपास दिल्ली भी उतना अलर्ट क्यों नहीं था? ये सवाल बार बार पूछा जाएगा उन अधिकारियों से कि क्या आप फरीदाबाद को भी एनसीआर से बाहर मान रहे हैं? क्या आप दिल्ली से बाहर समझ रहे हैं फरीदाबाद को, गुरुग्राम को, या आसपास का जो पूरा इलाका है उसको?
और लेकिन एक बड़ी बात दर्शकों को बता दें कि अभी लगभग 6:45 बजे से लेकर अभी इस समय घड़ी में 11 बज रहे हैं। बहुत कुछ घटा है। कैसे ये धमाका हुआ, कैसे जांच पड़ताल हुई, क्या क्या जांच हुई है, दर्शकों को बताते हैं।
करीब करीब 7 बजे दिल्ली में लाल किले के पास सुभाष मार्ग ट्रैफिक सिग्नल पर, दिल्ली में आज लाल किले के पास करीब करीब शाम को 7 बजे हुंडई i20 कार में एक ब्लास्ट हुआ है और ब्लास्ट के कारण कार और कार के आसपास थी 3-4 व्हीकल और खड़े हुए लोग, ऑटो में बैठे हुए लोग इंजर्ड भी हुए हैं और कुछ मृत्यु भी हुई है। कुछ ही समय में मैं आशा करता हूं कि धमाके का कारण क्या है उसके निर्णय पर हमारी एजेंसियां पहुंच जाएगी और एफएसएल की सीनियर मोस्ट टीम भी यहां पर पहुंची। धमाके की सूचना आने के बाद तुरंत ही माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का मुझे फोन आया था। उसके बाद प्राथमिक इंफॉर्मेशन लेकर मैंने प्रधानमंत्री जी को भी ब्रीफ किया है। अभी यहां से मैं घटनास्थल पर जाने के लिए निकल रहा हूं और कल एक बड़े सवेरे ही सीनियर लोगों की टीम के साथ गृह मंत्रालय में बैठक कर इसकी डिटेल जांच की जाएगी।
भाई गाड़ी में बम था। किसकी गाड़ी में? कार में। तो आप लोग वहीं खड़े थे? आप वहीं थे? मैं उसके पीछे पीछे चल रहा था। कार के? तो कितने लोग सवार थे उस गाड़ी में, कुछ पता चला? होंगे 4-5। कई जने वैसे जल गए आसपास में जो थे वो फटे। कितनी गाड़ियां डैमेज हुई हैं यहाँ पे? कितनी? 2-3 गाड़ी। वो जो कार सवार थे उनकी क्या हालत कैसी है? कुछ तो गंभीर है, 8-10 तो गंभीर है, 20-25 जनों को वैसे चोट आई है उनके जैसे खींचड़ों से, और कुछ कितने बजे घटना घटी?
7 बजे।
7 बजे।
7 पुट्टे 7 में बम फट गया।
7 बजते
पुट्टे 7 में बस बम फट गया। मैं अपना दुकान वहीं पे था, मेरा दुकान।
कितनी गाड़ियां चपेट में आई इसके बम के?
2 बस जल गया है।
2 बस भी?
हाँ।
आवाज आई, धमाका हुआ तो मैं दुकान पे बैठा था। पीछे मेरी दुकान है, यहीं पे दुकान है, यहीं पे। तो मैं चेयर पे बैठा हुआ था, एकदम से अचानक इतनी तेज धमाका हुआ कि मेरे लाइफ में इतनी तेज मैंने अपनी आवाज़ के भी नहीं सुना। धमाके के दहल पे मैं 3 बार गिरा हूँ, उठाऊँ फिर गिरा हूँ, उठा से धरती फटने वाला है, इतनी तेज धमाका हुई है। ठीक है, तो मैं दुकान छोड़ करके एकदम से भागा। मेरे साथ भी बहुत सारी पब्लिक भागी, एक पे एक पब्लिक गिर रही थी। उस टाइम ऐसा लग रहा था कि हम कुछ पल में, और दूसरा धमाका हुआ था, हम मरने वाले हैं।
इतना जोरदार धमाका।
All right, we have cut live to pictures coming in from the LNJP hospital. That's where the action is, and Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta has reached the hospital to take stock of the situation and to, of course, meet with the victims and check about their well-being and oversee arrangements. We have Soumya joining us live from the spot there outside the LNJP hospital, taking a quick dip in. Soumya, can you tell us whether the Delhi Chief Minister is still there or has she left, and what's really happening there on the ground?
Yes, well, as we speak, just 5 minutes back, we had the Chief Minister of the National Capital entering the LNJP hospital right from this gate. Along with her, we have inside the Home Minister of Delhi, Ashish Sood. Remember, just half an hour back, we also had the Home Minister, Amit Shah, also visiting the hospital, taking a stock of the situation and speaking to the authorities, those injured. We saw the visuals as to how he interacted with the victims of the blast and how he also took the stock of the situation. What are the arrangements like with the authorities here at LNJP? Not just that, we have at this moment the Chief Minister also present inside the hospital, along with the Home Minister of the National Capital, Ashish Sood, taking a stock of the situation, speaking to those injured, speaking to the families. Few hours, half an hour back, we had time and again multiple ambulances also entering from this particular gate of LNJP, gate number 4. The complete area was cordoned off because we had VIP movements here. We had several senior officials from the Delhi police, including the commissioner who was here a few minutes back. He was here to receive the Home Minister, and he received the Home Minister here at this gate and accommodated him inside and accompanied him inside and helped him understand the situation. What are the authorities up to? What are the arrangements at this particular time as we speak? So, and if we talk about the current status with regards to number of deaths, as of now, the hospital has confirmed the number of deaths to stand at 13. More than 20 are severely injured, and we have the Chief Minister of National Capital inside, along with the Home Minister of the National Capital, taking stock of the situation. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Soumya there, and these are pictures from inside. Soumya was outside. The Chief Minister of Delhi, Rekha Gupta, confabulating with the victims, the survivors, those who have got injured, some of them with lesser intensity, taking lesser intensity of the blast, but some are serious. We are told at least 3 of the injured are serious. Along with the Delhi Chief Minister, Rekha Gupta, is Minister Ashish Sood of the Delhi government. And okay, now let's go to another frame from the spot where the blast took place, from where Republic Bharat has Mridul live. Let's cut to it and listen to what Mridul is saying.
और होंगे, और जैसे जैसे जांच आगे बढ़ेगी राम, जो अभी हम दर्शकों को बता रहे थे कि इसके तार सीधे फरीदाबाद से जुड़ रहे हैं, तो ये दिल्ली एनसीआर में जो सब कुछ घट रहा है, और 200-300 किलोमीटर के दायरे में सहारनपुर को भी आप ले लीजिए, तो ये बहुत बड़ा मॉड्यूल काम कर रहा था, जिसका खुलासा होना बाकी है राम।
बिल्कुल खुलासा होगा, और उसका खुलासा इसलिए जल्दी होगा क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीज़ें अभी इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसियों के हाथ में हैं। कोई भी चीज़ ऐसी नहीं है जो बाहर हो। केवल एक चीज़ जिसको ट्रेस करना है, वो ये ट्रेस करना है कि इस गाड़ी के पीछे कौन था। सलमान नाम के शख्स की ये गाड़ी है, उसको बेचा गया तो किसको बेचा गया, इस गाड़ी के मूवमेंट किस तरह से हुई, कहां से चली और कैसे इस लाल बत्ती तक वो गाड़ी पहुंची है, लाल किले के ठीक सामने तक पहुंची है, इन कुछ चीज़ों को ट्रेस करना है। जानकारी ये है कि दिल्ली पुलिस की जो स्पेशल सेल है वो भी एक मॉड्यूल पर काम कर रही थी, लेकिन संभवतः वो थोड़ा सा स्लो हो गए, या ये कहिए कि सही इनपुट उनको समय से नहीं मिले, वरना ये दुर्घटना भी, ये हादसा भी रोका जा सकता था, ये बड़ा धमाका भी संभवतः रोका जा सकता था। लेकिन कुछ चीजें ऐसी हुई हैं आज ही कि पिछले केवल 12 घंटे के अंदर मृदुल कुछ चीजें ऐसी हुई हैं जिसके बाद संभवतः ये जानबूझकर किया हुआ या एक इंटेंशनली किया हुआ धमाका हो सकता है, जल्दबाजी या फ्रस्ट्रेशन में किया हुआ धमाका हो सकता है। और इन चीजों की जांच जाहिर बात है कि कुछ समय के बाद विवेक पुलिस
बिल्कुल राम, क्योंकि ये आम धमाका तो नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर आम धमाका होता, आप देखिए कि 7 बजे से 12 बजने वाले हैं और इस वक्त तक कोई ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट नहीं आया हुआ है। जो मूवमेंट हमें दिख रही है, जो मूवमेंट यहाँ पर दिख रही है, उससे साफ पता चलता है कि अभी भी जांच चल रही है, इंटेंस जांच चल रही है कि आखिरकार इसके पीछे कौन लोग थे। अभी हमारे सहयोगी जतिन जब हमें जानकारियां दे रहे थे तब उन्होंने कैसे बताया, वो हमारे साथ क्राइम कवर करते हैं, उन्होंने बताया कि ये जो धमाका है उसमें बॉडी में स्प्लिंटर्स नहीं पाए गए हैं, तो इससे पता चलता है कि ये आईडी हो सकता है या कुछ हो सकता है, लेकिन आधिकारिक पुष्टि क्योंकि अभी तक नहीं हुई है, तो अभी हम कहा जाए
दर्शकों को देश भर का अपडेट बता देते हैं। धमाके को लेकर एक तरफ जांच पड़ताल की जा रही है, दूसरी तरफ मैं आपको अपडेट बता रहा हूं इस समय जो जानकारी देश भर से आ रही है, वहां पर अयोध्या में जांच पड़ताल हो रही है। अलर्ट पर है पुलिस, राम मंदिर की सुरक्षा बढ़ा दी गई है, अलर्ट पर है। अलग अलग जगह पर मुंबई के तमाम रेलवे स्टेशन, एयरपोर्ट की सुरक्षा बढ़ा दी गई है। मेट्रो सिटीज में जो भीड़ भाड़ वाले इलाके रहे हैं वहां पर सुरक्षा बढ़ा दी गई है। अब मैं आपको एनिमेशन के जरिए जो हमारी टीम बता रही है कैसे ये पूरा।
All right, that was a ground report coming in with our anchor Mridul Sharma reporting from this spot, and we have General Vishambar Dayal with us, and we have not spoken to him, so let's just have a word with him. Very good evening, General Dayal. And my question to you is, as a security expert, how do you see this? It's definitely a blast, which is not a CNG cylinder exploding. There is an element of IED, improvised explosive device. What more is your understanding from what has happened outside Red Fort in the evening?
See, firstly, let's be very clear that nothing like this can be orchestrated or executed in the heart of the country, in our capital, without linkages, and without number of backyard or conducive channels involved in it. So it's not an isolated incident. Secondly, let's be very clear. Since there has been no really authentic confirmation from our laboratories or from people those who are investigating, see, anything to assume and comment, particularly on your channel, which is being viewed today across the world. You must understand we are talking on Republic, and anything that I talk which is immature, which is to say which dilutes the credibility of this happened in Sindoor by number of TV channels jumping on things which were not there. So let's keep it limited. There's no doubt about it that this is not an accident, that this is not, but you don't know today. I mean, you can't carry explosive like that in India, in particular in Delhi like that. So there has to be a very, very sophisticated device mixed with gases, mixed with materials. I mean, today you can design a material, you can design a cylinder with different materials, which could later on become pellets. So it is not so easy at this juncture to comment on particularly nature of devices which tomorrow comes out as assumption from us and something else from the security agency. Let's talk the security agency line that this is a devastating incident, that we have lost very valuable lives, and there is a panic, and somebody has tried to disrupt the life of our capital, have tried to destabilize the status of peace in the country, and has tried to create fear. I mean, that's the operation. You see how many people, what devices we lost. These are very minor issues when you look at it, that somebody has struck in the heart with whatever he has struck with. Look at the implications. Look at the how world views it, that India could be stuck in Delhi. Look at, it's a diplomatic capital. It's a capital from all point of view. So immediately everything has gone to all global capitals. So this is what is more disturbing, that a peaceful, presently we have gone through a very, very, a season where we have had a series of celebrations. This is a marriage season. And look at the point, historic point like Lal Killa. There is Jama Masjid there. There is the oldest Gurdwaras and the market. So Chandni Chowk. I mean, it catches the imagination of the world. So there is no doubt this is an act by completely promoted, initiated by ISI, by Pakistan. Their indulgence is 200%. There's no doubt about it in our mind. Right? How the country deals with it, how our government deals with it, how we take it from here forward. Let's not assume. Let's leave it to the people, to decision makers. We can only say that if this is an act of terror, which is established by Pakistan, and materials have been used which would be traced back to Pakistan, or to these modules which have been, today morning, which we have found out, which has been operating here maybe from last many months. They may be sleeper cell. So if we can connect these threads, then I think we must take a very, very concrete action against Pakistan, because like I've been saying, Pakistan will not understand any language unless we take an action where their polity is forced to be by the people, to be ejected out of their power, where their military is thrown like Yahya Khan, Ayub Khan, and all these guys were thrown by their people. And where they come to the negotiating table on our terms and conditions, with our agenda, and they agree to what we want. Unless we bring them to their knees to that level of Pakistan is not going to mend its ways. So there's no doubt it's a module. It's absolutely been, to my mind, it is absolutely a Pakistan or ISI end work. Right. When I say Pakistan, their army, their ISI is sleeping modules have been used in it. What exactly they've used, how they've used it, what they've carried out, I think let's leave it to the investigating agencies. When we get something from them, then we will, as a country, as people, as media, as a very, very authentic channel, at a very respected channel, I think we'll be in a better position to say. Presently, it is very well clear, it is not an incident. If it was an incident, one vehicle, two vehicle, we can understand. But if you have seen a napalm bomb going, it has caught fire like that. Whatever one can see through visuals, the fire has just gone like that, like you see the Hiroshima thing. The fire has just gone into 7-8 vehicles and completely taken them by immediate. It has not allowed people to open their vehicles and escape. It looks like that's the way it looks like from the visuals. And then there's a huge fire. So there is element.
Yes, sorry to be interjecting, but we are getting some live pictures, some action there in the frame of Mridul, our anchor, who's there.
भी मुझे लगता है थोड़ी बहुत देर बाद यहाँ पर निकलेंगी. विवेक, क्या जानकारी आपके पास है? जी ऐश्वर्या. जी.
ओके मृदुल, बताएं जरा एग्जैक्टली क्या हो रहा है वहां पे. Okay, I think we lost the line there. We'll go back. We have guests continuing with us, Colonel Rajiv Bagga and Major Samarpal Toor. But before I go to them, I want to go to Shambhavi, because just to get a ground feel as to what is happening at the spot, at the site where the blast took place. I am told Shambhavi is there. If we can quickly get Shambhavi, and then... Okay, let's go to Shambhavi. She's there reporting live. Shambhavi, if you're getting me from the studios here, just give us a quick update of what's happening around you. What's the scene like at the site of crime, so to say, the spot where the blast took place?
Well, it is almost 11:30 and it's been hours since this blast actually took place, and now we are seeing that the fire brigade here has started to leave the spot, and although there hasn't been any official statement yet, and the teams here, Delhi Special Cell, NSG and forensic teams is still at the spot. We'll show you the exact location where they're still camping there and understanding each nook and corner of that area where the blast actually happened. The area that you're now able to see is exactly the spot. Those two lights, if you can see, is there exactly the spot where the blast actually took. Earlier, the people were restraining themselves from calling it a blast and was calling it an explosion. But as and when more details started to come out, we got to know that several people have died and have been injured. And the fact that high alert has been issued in Delhi, Mumbai, and even high security has been arranged for Ram Mandir, this shows that it is definitely related to the Faridabad terror zone that the Jammu and Kashmir Police, along with Faridabad Crime Branch, has cracked just yesterday, and we've been reporting, bringing you the ground updates from that crackdown.
Shambhavi, just stay with us. In fact, we have to cut to these pictures coming in. One picture, in fact, of one of the possible suspects. He's identified as Tariq. He's also identified as the owner of the Hyundai i20 with the registration plate HR26C7674. We are waiting for confirmation, but this is information we have got. Okay, but this is the picture of Tariq standing next to HR26C7674. This is yet to be confirmed, like from the police, but this is a picture doing the rounds. And the individual is identified as Tariq. He's seen in this picture standing next to the car, which was, so he's the new owner of the car. In fact, it seems that the car has changed 3 owners, from Salman to Nadeem to Tariq. And he would have taken this picture possibly when he took the car, and the car registration number is HR26, which is of Gurgaon or Gurugram. Yeah. So these are the pictres coming in, and now we are going back to the live pictures coming in from the spot outside the gate number 1 of Lal Killa metro station, as it is called, the Red Fort metro station, and cordoned area, the scene of crime. And we continue to have guests with us. Okay, and we have our guests, Major Samarpal Toor and Colonel Rajiv Bagga with us. To you first, Colonel Bagga. General Dayal did not really mince his words when he said that this is clearly an act by ISI and Pakistan, but he would rather let the government speak. Obviously, the government would speak, and the government would speak at its own place and time of choosing. But staying rather with the incident that it's panning out in front of our eyes, Colonel Bagga. I think we lost him there, Colonel Bagga. I go to Samar Toor. Samarpal Toor, you have been with us since evening, and you have seen closely these pictures coming from the Red Fort area, and the specifics. A very sophisticated device, perhaps used. No shrapnels there, and the fire is spread to multiple vehicles in a small area, and then the blast was such that the door of the car, for example, flew about and fell about 100 meters away.
See, Abhishek.
पता चला कि जीजू की कॉल रिसीव नहीं हो रही है, मैंने उन्हें मैसेज भी डाले, कॉल भी करी है। जब मैंने 16-17 दफ़ा उन्हें कॉल किए हैं, तो लाल किले की चौकी में उनका फ़ोन रिसीव हुआ है। सिर्फ इतनी बात हुई है कि ये लाल किले की चौकी में फ़ोन बरामद हुआ है लाल किले के सामने से। और आप जाइए LNJP हॉस्पिटल में। LNJP हॉस्पिटल में सिक्योरिटी इतनी टाइट की गई है कि वो अंदर जाने ही नहीं दे रहे हैं। तो कुछ डेथ हो गई है लोगों की, किसी की कंडीशन खराब है।
आपको जो कहा गया कि मोबाइल जो बरामद
उनके ऑटो का कुछ पता चला?
आपने शिनाख्त की उस मोबाइल की? उस मोबाइल को देखा आपने? क्या आपके रिलेटिव का था?
लाल किले की चौकी में तो जाने ही नहीं दे रहे ना अंदर।
यहाँ LNJP पहुंची आप, तो क्या हुआ?
सिक्योरिटी इतनी टाइट है, मैं चाह रही हूँ कि मैं अंदर जाऊँ, मुझे एक दफा दिखाया जाए, मुझे शनाख्ती दी जाए, क्योंकि वो है नहीं और उनका जो फोन है वो चौकी में मिला है। तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि मुझे
आपने बताया
आपने चौकी पे जाके देखा वो फोन आपके बहनोई का है?
चौकी पे मुझे जाने नहीं दिया, मैं पूछती चौकी में पहुंची।
तो आपको पता कैसे चला कि उनका फोन है?
मैं उन्हें कॉल कर रही थी,
सर्विस कर लो।
उन्होंने कहा कि लाल किले की चौकी में है ये फोन।
आपने अस्पताल जब पहुंची हैं, आपने कहा कोई अंदर नहीं जाने दे रहा, आपने कहा कि आपके लोग हैं जो अंदर हैं, फिर भी जाने नहीं दिया। आपका जी क्या बोला? आपका बहन कहा है
अंदर ट्रीटमेंट चल रहा है, ऐसे कोई ऐसे कोई नहीं आ सकता। अंदर ट्रीटमेंट चल रहा है, कोई जा नहीं सकता वहाँ पर।
आपने बताया क्या कहा वो की वजह से मैं अंदर जाने दिया जाए। अभी आप क्या चाहते हो? आप
मुझे अंदर जाने दिया जाए या फिर मुझे बताया जाए कि मेरी जीजू की कंडीशन क्या है। मेरी बहन है, मेरी बहन वो घर पर है, वो बहुत ज्यादा रो रही है, उसे कुछ नहीं बताया हमने अभी कि वो किस कंडीशन में क्या है क्या नहीं। उसे हमने यही बताया कि वो ठीक है, हमने देख लिया है, वेरिफिकेशन के लिए उन लोगों ने रखा है।
आपका अस्पताल कितने बजे पहुंची है यहाँ? LNJP कब पहुंची है?
मैं तो फिलहाल 8 बजे से यहाँ पर हूँ।
जस्ट 8-8:15 बजे मेरा भाई पहुंच गया था। उसके बाद
11:30 हो रहे इस बीच आप लोगों को कुछ बताया नहीं
गया। कुछ लोगों ने कहा नियर बाय थाने में जाके कंप्लेंट करो, वहाँ से कंप्लेंट में वहाँ गए, वहाँ उन्होंने कहा कि यहाँ पर अभी 24 घंटे बाद मिसिंग रिपोर्ट होगी। तो इन लोगों के शेड्यूल के चक्कर में हमारा जो पेशेंट है वो अभी उसको कुछ पता है नहीं, कुछ नहीं पता।
ये जो मूवमेंट हो रहे हैं VVIP के, इसकी वजह से आपको लग रहा है कि ये दिक्कतें हो रही हैं?
ये दिक्कतें हो रही हैं कि अमित शाह आए हुए हैं, कमिश्नर यहाँ मौजूद हैं, इस वजह से नहीं मिलने दिया जा सकता। सिक्योरिटी इतनी टाइट की हुई है, तो इन लोगों की वजह से हम लोगों का नुकसान क्यों है? या तो आप बाहर अनाउंस करा दीजिए कि आप किसी कौन सा बंदा आपका डेथ हो चुका है, किसकी कंडीशन खराब है या कुछ भी है। आप रिलेटिव्स को तो बता सकते हैं ना कि उनके साथ हुआ क्या है। पेशेंस रखो, ये क्या मसला होता है? पेशेंस रखो, कितना पेशेंस रखेगा इंसान?
एक बार फिर से आप बताएंगे आपके रिलेटिव का नाम क्या है?
Okay, that's from outside the LNJP hospital, where it seems one of the victims' relatives are little miffed at the security arrangements, and the lady there who seems to have lost connection with one of her relatives is expressing her angst at the missing relative, and the phone of the relative is found with the police, but she's not able to go inside the LNJP. Maybe she should be able to do that soon now, because the VIP movement is over. And we go back to the spot where all this is unfolding. That's outside the Red Fort metro station, from where Shambhavi is reporting live. Shambhavi, coming back to you, I believe the security cordon was going to remain there for all of the night. But most of the forensic evidence would have already been collected. What's the action like there as of now after the visit of the Home Minister? Is the police or the NSG or the NIA, are those teams still there?
Yes, a few members from all the teams, they're still there, but of course the action that was here after Home Minister left, it is pretty dull now. Most of the evidences have been collected. As you can see, there aren't a lot of, just few personnel of Delhi Police are here, and a few personnel of Delhi Police forensics team. We just saw the
कि उनके अगर आप जिस्म को देख लेते तो हाथ की बाहर थी, भेजा उनका बाहर था, और हाथ पैर का पता नहीं था कहाँ था। ठीक है ना? तो और टुकड़ों का ये नहीं पता कि टुकड़े कहाँ कहाँ मिले हमें।
क्या वहाँ अफरा तफरी का माहौल था जब आप पहुंचे तो? क्या
सर, जब जिस टाइम मैं पहुंचा था वहाँ पे बहुत अफरा तफरी का माहौल था। वहाँ फायर ब्रिगेड वाले गाड़ियाँ आग बुझा रहे थे। तो हम लोग जब जिस टाइम पहुंचे थे तो एक बॉडी जो है वैगनार पे पड़ी हुई थी, एक बॉडी जमीन पे पड़ी हुई थी। जिस बॉडी जो जमीन पे पड़ी थी उसके हाथ पैर का पता नहीं था, वो बॉडी लाल किले की गेट से आगे पड़ी हुई थी, टांग उसकी। तो वो हम टांग भी उठा के लाए थे, और जितने टुकड़े पड़े थे कुछ लाल मंदिर से आगे पड़े हुए थे वो भी उठा के लाए। सब कुछ लाके यहाँ पे हॉस्पिटल में हमने जमा कर दिया है।
कितनी टोटल बॉडीज आपने कितनी टोटल बॉडी?
4 बॉडी लेके आए हम लोग।
अरे सर, मैंने देखिए ना, मैंने वहाँ पे लगातार एम्बुलेंस आ रही थी, जा रही थी। तो उसमें जो है, मेरा मोहम्मद जाकिर नाम है मेरा, तो मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ आपको, मैं वहाँ पे मैंने तड़पती हुई लाशें देखी। मैंने वहाँ पे ऑटो तक में आग लगी हुई थी, पता नहीं कितनी ऑटो वहाँ पे जाम चल रहा था, उसके बाद भी आग बुझा रही थी वहाँ पे फायर ब्रिगेड। तो उसके बाद मैंने ये देखा, मैंने वहाँ पे लोगों की लाशें तड़प रही थी वहाँ पे, उसमें जो ऑटो के अंदर आग लगी हुई थी बिल्कुल। ऑटो की एम्बुलेंस नहीं थी, मैं वहाँ से जा रहा था, मैं गुजर रहा था, मैंने वहाँ से भागा। जब मैं यहाँ से गुजरा हूँ, मैंने वहाँ पे ये देखा आग लग रही है, ऑटो के तक के अंदर आग लगी वहाँ पे वो, ठीक है ना। मैंने ये चीज़ देखी वहाँ से।
धमाके की आवाज़ सुनी होगी?
धमाके की आवाज़ यहाँ तक आई है, कोटला फिरोजा तक आई है। धमाके की आवाज़ इतनी खतरनाक थी, वहाँ के लोग डर गए। वो लोग अगर यहाँ पे होंगे वो बता देंगे। कोटला फिरोज आपने देखा ये क्या नाम है, अरे नहीं यार, ये कब्रिस्तान के बाद जो है यहाँ पे, यहाँ तक धमाके के बाद आई है यहाँ पे।
क्या करते हो?
मेरा प्लम्बर ही नाम है, मेरा जाकिर नाम है, ठीक है
सर। ये जाकिर भाई भी और हम सब यहाँ पर उपस्थित थे, हमने ये देखा क्या नाम है,
जाकिर जी की बेइज्जती।
Right, those were some of the eyewitness accounts coming in. One of them was heard saying that the blast was so loud that it could be heard till Kotla. Now, from the spot, as I understand that geography, that would be a distance of about a kilometer or more. And we have Colonel Bagga back with us, as also Major Tour. I was going to Colonel Bagga, but we couldn't connect at that time. So, Colonel Bagga, coming back to you. Mangled bodies blown to smithereens. The impact of the blast was such that even the parts of the car were, thrown almost 100 meters away. What's your sense? What's the level of sophistication of this IED that's been used?
What did he say? इस पे आ रहा है? चेक कर लो।
राम अभिषेक से कहेंगे कि वो दिखाएं। और राम, जो अभी हम पुलवामा कनेक्शन की बात कर रहे हैं, जो तस्वीर मैं बता रहा हूं, और हमारी टीम ने दोनों तस्वीर दिखाई हैं अभी। एक वो कार जो पुलवामा से खरीदी गई जिसका नंबर है HR26CE 7674 राम, और वही कार यहां पर मेरे ठीक सामने है जिसमें धमाका हुआ है। तो कनेक्शंस धीरे धीरे जुड़ रहे हैं, खुलासे धीरे धीरे होते जा रहे हैं राम।
बिल्कुल, और ये पूरा का पूरा मलबा इस वक्त आप देख सकते हैं। ये एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीर इस वक्त हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। जो पूरा का पूरा मलबा है गाड़ी का, वो आप देख सकते हैं। और इसके ठीक पीछे जो ये गाड़ी आपको दिख रही है ना, इसके ठीक पीछे धमाका हुआ है। और वहां पर इस वक्त जो फॉरेंसिक अधिकारी हैं वो इस वक्त जांच पड़ताल कर रहे हैं। थोड़ा सा जूम कीजिए, जो ये देखिए, ये थोड़ा सा और आप ये देखिए, ये जो जांच पड़ताल चल रही है, ये मैं आपको तस्वीर दिखाना चाहता हूं। और ये देखिए, ये जो फॉरेंसिक अधिकारी हैं, ये इस गाड़ी के ठीक पीछे लगातार तस्वीरें खींच रहे हैं। और एक फ्लैश लाइट भी उनके पास स्पेशल है, ग्रीन देखिए, आप थोड़ा सा देख सकते हैं, जो वो उस लाइट के जरिए बहुत सारी चीजें कैप्चर भी कर रहे हैं। ये देखिए, मैं आपको तस्वीर दिखा रहा हूं। और इसके आसपास वो कई व्हीकल हैं, वो कई वाहन हैं जो इस हादसे में जल गए, इस ब्लास्ट में, इस हमले में जल गए। और ये जो बड़ी बात है जो मृदुल आपने बताई कि ये गाड़ी बेची गई पुलवामा के तारिक नाम के एक शख्स को। ये जो दो गिरफ्तारियां हुई, उनमें से एक का नाम आदिल, दूसरे का नाम मुजम्मिल, और दोनों अनंतनाग से कनेक्टेड हैं। दोनों जगह, अनंतनाग, पुलवामा, ये दोनों वो सेंसिटिव इलाके हैं जहां पर आतंकवाद का, जिनको कहा जाए कि एक समय गढ़ रहा, अब पिछले कुछ दिनों से कुछ कमजोरी आई थी इसमें, और उसी का फायदा उठाते हुए अब इनको अलग अलग हिस्सों में डिपोर्ट किया गया। दोनों डॉक्टर थे अनंतनाग में, वहां पर इनके वेपन थे, और इसके बाद सहारनपुर, और इसके बाद ये आए हैं यहाँ पर। ये देखिए, ये तस्वीर जो हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, ये मूवमेंट जो चल रही है, ये
अभी भी देखिए जांच पड़ताल जो है पूरी कार की। देखिए जरा अभिषेक, आप क्लोज करें। हाँ, ये देखिए आप, ये जो दर्शकों को हम तस्वीर दिखा रहे हैं, ये बहुत कुछ बताती है, बहुत कुछ दिखाती है, दर्शाती है कि राम, बहुत गंभीर सवाल है कि ये कार क्या वाकई इसको धमाके से पहले खरीदा गया, साजिशन खरीदा गया? क्योंकि धीरे धीरे जब आप पहले सलमान ने, फिर एक डीलर को बेची, फिर पुलवामा का एक शख्स आता है जिसका नाम तारिक है, वही इस कार को खरीदता है, और ये कार यहाँ दिल्ली में लाल किले में पहुंच जाती है। उसके गेट नंबर 1 के सामने, ठीक मेट्रो के सामने ब्लास्ट होता है। तो बहुत सारी कड़ियां हैं जो धीरे धीरे जुड़ती जा रही हैं। लेकिन अभी जो जांच पड़ताल चल रही है, अधिकारी इस समय मौजूद हैं। जो तस्वीर इस समय हम दर्शकों को बता रहे हैं, बहुत बड़ी और अहम तस्वीर है। जो थोड़ी देर पहले हमने आपको कार दिखाई थी I-20, वो यही कार है जिसमें ब्लास्ट हुआ है, उसमें जांच पड़ताल की जा रही है। और राम, अभी तक जो तस्वीर इस समय हम दिखा रहे हैं, ये बताने के लिए काफी है कि अभी जांच पड़ताल में बहुत कुछ सामने आना है, क्योंकि वहां पर तमाम एजेंसीज पहुंची हुई हैं। आप देखिए जरा, पूरी एजेंसीज वहां पर डटी हुई हैं। आसपास देखिए आप, सड़क के आसपास भी जांच पड़ताल की जा रही है। और अभी कुछ देखा जाए तो एकाएक राम, जांच को और आगे बढ़ा दिया गया है।
बिल्कुल, मैं कहूंगा थोड़ा सा कैमरे को अगर राइट पेन करेंगे और राइट पेन करके ये जरा दिखाइए, ये जो काउंटर है जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, ये जो काउंटर है ये एनएसजी के जवान यहां पर आए थे, अपनी पूरी किट के साथ आए थे। वो बॉक्स भी हमने दर्शकों को दिखाया जो वो इक्विपमेंट्स अपने साथ लेकर आए थे, और यहां पर वो चीजें अभी जांची और परखी जा रही हैं। और ये एनएसजी का वो एक तरह से खुद उन्होंने इंस्टॉल कर लिया है अपना पूरा का पूरा, क्योंकि कई चीजें तुरंत जांची जाती हैं। और ये देखिए, ये अभी भी फॉरेंसिक टीम के कुछ सदस्य हैं जिसकी तस्वीर मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूं। ये जरा तस्वीर देखिए, ये बिल्कुल नजदीक, ये जिस ग्रीन लाइट की मैं बात कर रहा था, कोई भी पार्टिकल अगर आसपास नजर आ रहा है तो उसको फॉरेंसिक टीम छोड़ नहीं रही है। और ये देखिए, ये तस्वीर मैं आपको दिखाना चाह रहा हूं, ये बिल्कुल घटनास्थल की तस्वीर है जहां पर धमाका हुआ। वो रेड लाइट के बिल्कुल पास का इलाका है, रेड लाइट पर ही एक तरह से ये धमाका हुआ और उसके आसपास के जो व्हीकल है वो भी पूरी तरह से जल गए और इस धमाके की चपेट में आए। आसपास जितने भी लोग थे जो अलग अलग गाड़ियों में सवार थे, ये चाहे i20 कार की बात हो या आसपास जो बाकी की गाड़ियां थी, उनमें जो लोग थे वो या तो बहुत गंभीर रूप से इंजर्ड हुए या फिर उनकी जान चली गई। शुरुआती जानकारी अस्पताल की तरफ से ये है कि 9, ये देखिए, ये एक और तस्वीर मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूं, ये संभवतः ये व्हील कवर है। ये देखिए, ये व्हील कवर है किसी गाड़ी का, ऐसा लग रहा है। और ये कुछ चीजें हम आपको उठा के दिखा नहीं सकते, वो इतना दर्दनाक है, वो इतना परेशान कर देने वाला है। वो दरअसल जो ह्यूमन बॉडी है उसके पार्ट्स हैं और तकरीबन 200 मीटर दूर तक ह्यूमन बॉडी के जो पार्ट्स हैं वो बिखरे हुए पड़े हैं, हमने अपनी आंखों से देखे हैं। लेकिन ये चीजें हम आपको सबूत के तौर पर दिखा सकते हैं कि ये धमाका।
आप क्लोज करके ले आइए जरा अभिषेक, मुझे लगता है कि ये Hyundai देखिए लोगो है, जरा और क्लोज करिए इसे। राम देखिए, आप Hyundai का लोगो आपको दिखेगा,
एग्जैक्टली
ये आप देखेंगे Hyundai का लोगो है और Hyundai i20 है। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि अगर ये वो टुकड़ा है तो मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ तक आ गया है, ये ना हमने वहां से उठाया है, यहाँ करीब हम तक ही आया है।
बिल्कुल।
और ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है राम, इसमें
जो
और मुझे लगता है जांच पड़ताल की जानी चाहिए।
मैं जो देख पा रहा हूँ, ये
यहाँ तक आया है।
बिल्कुल जो कनेक्टेड होता है इंजन से, ये वो पार्ट है जिसके जरिए एयर आती है इंजन के अंदर।
यहाँ पर बहुत सारे
Okay. We cut out of that and we will have to understand what's really happening even as we keep dipping into those pictures coming in from this spot where all this is happening outside the gate number 1 of the metro station of the Red Fort and in the Delhi area. Just close to Chandni Chowk, just close to Jama Masjid, just close to the Gauri Shankar temple, just close to the place, the ramparts of the Red Fort from where the Prime Minister gives his annual August 15 Independence Day address. Okay, we are again breaking pictures of Tariq. He's identified as Tariq from Pulwama, and I can share more information. When the vehicle was purchased from the first owner, this picture was taken by the old car dealer, the Royal Car Zone, and the RC or the registration certificate is still in the name of Salman, and we cannot confirm any link of this picture or the person in this picture with the present incident. It's just that the car is exactly the same, HR 26CE 7674. It's a Gurgaon registered car, Haryana registered car, Gurgaon in Haryana to be precise. But this man, Tariq Ahmed, he's from Pulwama or Sambura village of Pulwama in Anantnag district. Remember, the reason why we have to underscore this, even as we are also saying that there is no linkage as yet which can be proved between this picture and the present day's incident. The reason is that the terror module that was busted, 2 of the 4 arrested are from Anantnag, and the car that is used in the terror incident today is the same car which is seen in this picture and with the same registration plate. The Home Minister of the country mentioned an i20, a Hyundai i20, and it's seen here in this picture. And the person standing next to the car is identified as Tariq Ahmed of Pulwama, though of course as of now the RC of the car online says it's owned by one Salman. So whether Tariq bought it and then handed it over to Salman, passed it over to Salman, Salman bought from Tariq, but essentially, forget about the names. What is important is that the Anantnag connection and the car, both in this picture and at this spot, is same. So that's the linkage as of now, not of the persons, but of the car and the place, Anantnag and the car, which are common between the terror module that was busted and the terror module. Okay, in fact, we are staying with breaking news development, and another one is coming, and which is that there is connected with the car, and we are staying with it. I'm going to be soon joined in by Shravan from the newsroom for more on this. It seems that the car was sold using fake documents, but if there is more information, let's go to Shravan for more on this. What's the connection between Tariq and Salman, we will have to understand, because if the registration plate or registration certificate is, or the car is registered in the name of Salman, why did Tariq get this picture taken? Is Tariq an alias for Salman? We don't know. These are the details of the RC that are coming out in the picture for you, viewers, and this is significant because forget about the persons, as I was mentioning, certain linkages are there for you to see with this picture. One is that this car was used in the terror incident in the evening in Delhi today, and that this is the car which was bought by Tariq at least once, and presently it was owned by one Mohammed Salman. What are the antecedents of Mohammed Salman? Where is he? Whether he was driving the car, whether he was in the car or at all, or whether he had just... Okay, Shravan joins us now live, so let me go straight to him. Shravan, what are the linkages, if you can tell us? How did the car land up in the hands or the name of Mohammed Salman when the picture shows somebody else from Pulwama, it seems, identified as Tariq, who's seen with the same car?
Well, typically in the manner this actually happens, that is basically it has changed ownership. What we are picking up are the following. One, the I-20 was originally with Salman, Mohammed Salman, if you go by the registration of the car. We've also been able to verify the insurance of this particular vehicle. As far as information coming in as to who finally bought the car is what we are picking up right now is a man called Tariq, who is a resident of Pulwama. Having said that, right now there's been no official confirmation coming in from the Jammu and Kashmir police as to whether at all they have been able to perhaps nab Tariq at this point in time. But it does appear that there has been a change in the ownership and also the documents that have been accessed by Republic TV clearly goes on to indicate that it was sold off in the national capital itself. Not just that, they're also looking at fake documents that were basically used for selling and buying this particular car.
Okay, thank you, Shravan, for that update. In fact, I'm getting one more breaking news. We are going to break that and then we go to our guests because that's a significant development coming in. Some of which we have known. For example, there have been no shrapnels or pellets. There was a fireball, burn injuries, and the kind of impact that has taken place, which has blown the bodies to smithereens. Colonel Bagga, if I could come to you now, what do you make out of these injuries? Okay. What do you make out of these injuries, like no shrapnel, no pellets, and yet, burn injuries and bodies broken into pieces, as our reporters were telling us from the ground. Some bodies thrown 100+ meters away from the site. What kind of IED do you think this could be?
Any type of a blast effect is definitely going to shatter whatever is close by. So we are human. Now, if you talk about what kind of explosive is used, in present scenario, it is little difficult to specify However, with my experience, I can always presume that it is definitely a high explosive RDX, this which must have been used and which must have been detonated. However, the experts from energy who has come, the technical support group, they will be the agency who will be carrying out the certainty about this. But what we have seen in Kashmir Valley, wherever the blast has taken place, and the similar type of scenario has cropped up, and the injuries which comes, that is very severe. Those who are even 50 meter or 100 meter away from the blast point also suffer some type of injuries. And the person who is within that close proximity, that is 10 meter or 50 meter, is definitely will have a severe injury, and the person who is very close will be blown into pieces. So this is going to be a kind of a case study of what they must have used. What you are telling just now, the linkage, there is a definitely linkage about this car, about whatever the catches we have got at Faridabad.
Right.
We need to really exploit this. We really need to grill these people. They are the one who will come out with a certain amount of great input to proceed further. Then only we'll be in position to carry out certain analysis or the crux part, what type of explosive must have been used in it.
Right. Before I go to Major Tour, let me just go back to Shambhavi once more for getting a sense of the ground, because remember, minute to minute the situation is changing. The initial probe has suggested that there are no shrapnel or ballistic elements or pellets in the IED. Also, the fact that there was a fireball, burn injuries for all of the victims. In fact, whether it was a plastic explosive, whether it was a pressure explosive, there are many ways of looking at it. Initial reports had suggested maybe there was a sticky bomb, but it seems it was a little bigger than that, and that the explosion happened at the rear of the car, I-20. Shambhavi, we have been discussing for a while now this I-20 car, which is at the spot, which is the center of the crime, so to say now, and center of the probe. Anything you are hearing on the ground about the nature of the explosion, and what's the latest status insofar as the agencies and those present on the ground is concerned?
Well, currently from what we know, I'll definitely show you, the area has definitely cooled off with fewer. It's just, sorry to be interjecting, Shambhavi, just hold on to your thoughts. I'm coming back to you. In fact, we are getting pictures, CCTV footage of the moment of the blast when all chaos prevailed. Okay, Nats.
Main road पे हुआ नाम बताना सर। उबैद भाई, क्या हुआ था और कितने बजे की घटना है जो ये ब्लास्ट हुआ है?
सर ये टाइम तो एग्जैक्ट नहीं पता मुझे, मगर मैं शॉप पर ही था। अचानक ऐसा लगा बहुत ज़बरदस्त, मतलब ऐसे कभी ज़िंदगी का एक्सपीरियंस ही नहीं। बहुत तगड़ा प्रेशर, एकदम पब्लिक सामने से पब्लिक एकदम बहुत
काफी भयानक था।
कौन काट देना सारा सही।
7 बजे के करीब की घटना है।
हाँ सर, इसी अराउंड मतलब समझ ही नहीं पाए क्या हुआ।
तो जब धमाका हुआ तो क्या लगा कि कितना बड़ा धमाका? और
मैं तो ये समझा मेरी बिल्डिंग।
राणा नाम है जी मेरा। राणा सर, क्या हुआ था और कितने बजे की ये घटना घटी थी जो लाल किले के सामने हुआ है?
होगी जी करीब 7 बजे 7-8
पे पहुंचे हैं। तो
पहुंचे नहीं, हम तो यहीं थे, भगदड़ मच गई सारे में, यहाँ से लेके वहाँ तक पूरी और ये यहाँ भी ब्लास्ट हो गया लाल किले पे कुछ।
तो जब ब्लास्ट हुआ है तो यहाँ तक उसकी मतलब जो है चदरें या तमाम चीजें
बहुत तगड़ी थी जी, मतलब आज तक ऐसा देखा नहीं हमने, मतलब समझ लो इतने इसमें मतलब फोटो पोछा लगी हम, मतलब आज तक ये सब बंद हो गया।
Showing you these pictures from the exact moment when the blast happened, and you can see scared people running helter-skelter, trying to shield themselves, protect themselves, not knowing what has happened, but you can imagine the scale of the blast, that it has fear written all over the faces of these people trying to save their lives, running helter-skelter. And these are the pictures of that moment, freshly accessed. Just a moment after the blast, just as the blast is happening, people are running here and there, hither and thither, and trying to save themselves, trying to take care of their loved ones. Look at this picture, the couple, they're protecting their child, others running in whichever direction they can find space. Someone taking a video also. This seems like a shop, or this is actually seems like the staircase of the metro station. That's exactly the spot from where outside which this blast has taken place. People running, scared for their lives, trying to save their lives. This is the exact moment of chaos, of the blast, of the explosion, which rocked central Delhi. Okay, another round of pictures. I believe these are pictures coming in from Ayodhya. Essentially, the administration on its feet, upping the security measures all across the country, including sensitive places like the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, of course. Remember, just a few days back, an NSG hub has been created in Ayodhya to protect the Ram Temple, and now we are seeing all this security activity going on at the Ram Temple. Before that, we had pictures of the moment, just moment after the blast in Delhi, and I would want to come back to those pictures, Ayodhya pictures shown. The security upgrade has happened all over the country. A state of high alert in Mumbai, in Kolkata, in Chennai, in Bengaluru, across Uttar Pradesh, in Lucknow, other places. Remember, there is also the second phase voting to take place in Bihar, and the government cannot take any chances, because remember, the kind of linkages that have emerged are clearly hinting at some kind of connection between the modules, terror modules that were bursted by police forces across the country, from Ahmedabad in Gujarat to Jammu and Kashmir to Faridabad in Haryana to Uttar Pradesh, and this Delhi terror incident. And in that backdrop,